Titan, and AccuWeather on ABC Action News.
To the north, that's downtown Boston on a clear, cold night. And now you're looking at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And we are set for this AFC Wild Card Playoff game.
Gentlemen, welcome to the NFL playoffs. All the hard work and effort you put in to get here, well, that was the easy part. Here, you gotta dig deep, real deep. Because you never know what play is gonna be the play. It could be offense, defense, special teams. You don't know. In the playoffs, any man can be the man. Now, who's it gonna be tonight, huh? Who's it gonna be? In the playoffs, any play can turn a loss into a win or a win into a loss. So you gotta empty your tank every whistle and fill it back up before every snap. You gotta play with passion, with poise, and with a once-in-a-lifetime desire. Can you do that? Can you do it for 60 minutes? Can you do it again? Because then, and only then, can you ask yourself that all-important question. Are you ready for some playoff football?
Almost 70,000 fans roaring as the world champion New England Patriots come out onto the field at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And they are ready to take on Byron Leftwich and the Jacksonville Jaguars in this AFC Wild Card Playoff game. Al Michaels along with John Madden, Michelle Tafoya. Welcome to Foxborough. Of course, the Patriots, as you all know, are seeking to do something unprecedented. Win a third straight Super Bowl and fourth in 5 seasons. And they are nothing if not resilient. They started the season 4-4. A ton of injuries, but they hung in there. Won 6 of 7 coming down the stretch, qualify for the playoffs. It's not going to be easy to win that third straight title, but with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, of course, anything is possible. For the Jaguars, last season, they finished hot. They were in the playoff hunt until the last day of the season. Then this year, very much under the radar because Indianapolis was the creme de la creme in the AFC. They finished with a record of 12 wins and 4 losses. Never lost 2 in a row. They start Byron Leftwich tonight at quarterback. We'll detail that. Nobody is really on the Jaguar bandwagon tonight. But if they win tonight, they'll take a lot of reservations tomorrow. John, about the Jaguars, how do they give themselves the best chance to win tonight's game?
You know, I think when you talk to Jack Del Rio, their head coach, he always talks about, I want big, tough, strong guys. And I think that his big, tough, strong guys have to win the game for him. And specifically, I'm talking about their defense. I think they have to get after Tom Brady. And in doing so, their defense is going to have to get turnovers. And then their special teams is going to have to play well and get good field position for him, because I think they're going to struggle on offense.
Now about the Patriots, it'll be toughest of all to win this title because they were a 1 or 2 seed in each of their Super Bowl years. They'll have to win 1 more game, probably 2 of them on the road than they have in the past. So what about their chances? You assess them in this tournament right now.
Yeah, I like their chances because I like the Patriots, and I'm one of those guys that believe that you're a champion until someone beats you on the field. And they've won the Super Bowl the last 2 years, and to me, they know how to play championship football. And I think you just look at that offense, that defense. You talked about Bill Belichick, and then here's Tom Brady. He's played in 9 playoff games, and he's won every one of them. You know, how do you go against that?
And Tom Brady tonight, of course, will be taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Leftwich getting the start. Can they make it 10 straight playoff wins? The winner of this game earns a trip to either Indianapolis or Denver next weekend. Here we go. And now tonight's FedEx Air and Ground stats. The Jaguars, Byron.
These orders need to get to San Diego on Friday. Any thoughts?
Come on, people. It's 4th and goal with 3 seconds on the clock.
Excuse me, but I think you're being a bit liberal with the football terminology. Just go with FedEx Ground for your everyday shipping. Reliability for less than you think.
FedEx Ground. Reliability for less than you think.
On February 5th, 2006, the biggest game in the world just got a bigger bang. Get ready for the Rolling Stones, rocking live from Detroit at the Sprint Super Bowl 40 halftime show.
Unbelievable!
NBA Sunday on ABC begins January 22nd.
The Visa Skycam here for tonight's wild card playoff in Foxborough, taking you out onto the field and into the action like no other camera. Jacksonville's Jack Del Rio makes his first postseason appearance as a head coach, meeting the modern-day master Bill Belichick in this AFC wild card playoff game.
You know what that means? It's do or die time for both of these teams. The winner moves on full speed ahead. The loser goes home. Enough said. The fans are up for the ride of their life. An all-or-nothing NFL postseason fight. Get it. Come on, Annie. Come on and get ready. Are you ready for some football? A wild card party. The NFL playoffs coming on. That's right.
You may not have the contract to build the next great suspension bridge, or the workforce to dig the next Panama Canal. And you may not be working on the next big sports complex.
Washington has defeated Tampa. Now who wins this one? New England against Jacksonville. And as we welcome back Michelle Tafoya, as Ed McMahon said to Johnny Carson 1,000 times, Michelle, how cold is it?
Well, Al, it says 28 degrees on the thermometer, and it's expected to drop. The good news is there's really no wind to speak of. Now, the bigger question for the Patriots was linebacker Teddy Bruschi and his strained calf. He is active. He will start. Didn't take any reps in practice this week, however. For Jacksonville, there were 3 defenders on the injury list. Defensive end Reggie Hayward, defensive end Paul Spicer, and linebacker Mike Peterson. All 3 will start. Keep in mind, both Peterson and Spicer, Al, are playing with casts on their arms.
And they, of course, are a very big part of the Jacksonville defense. And this guy's a pretty big part of their special teams. Josh Scobie with 20 touchbacks, second in the league. They normally pin the opposition with advantageous field position for the Jaguars. He's a good field goal kicker as well, and he will send it into the night sky down to the rookie Ellis Hobbs from Iowa State, a guy who has worked his way into the lineup as a defensive back as well. And here we go. The Patriots in quest of a 3rd straight Super Bowl. We begin with a kick to the 10-yard line. Hobbs to run it back. And he is taken down at about the 29-yard line. Tom Brady out of Michigan. 3 Super Bowl titles, 9-0 as a starter. 11 touchdowns, 3 picks. Youngest quarterback to win 3 Super Bowl titles. And in 2 of those games, he was the Super Bowl MVP. Apart from that, not much on the resume. He just finished 3rd in the most valuable player balloting. Sean Alexander won it. Peyton Manning was 2nd. They start with Kevin Falk and not Dillon in the backfield as the running back. First down from the 28-yard line. Off the play fake, buying time, good protection, flag thrown by the umpire. Normally offensive holding, of course, and that's Kevin Falk making the catch, tackled by Mike Peterson.
Holding, number 61, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Walt Anderson flagging Stephen Neal, the right guard, John.
Yeah, Stephen Neal is number 61, right, and you're going to see him right here, and he gets beat right off the bat. You see, he takes that step out, and as he takes that step out, Marcus Stroud just clubs him and comes right up the middle. That's going to be an all-day sucker, Marcus Stroud. I mean, you know, Stephen Neal having to block Stroud and John Henderson. I mean, that's the strength of this defense. These 2 defensive tackles right there.
98 and 99, and you've got action again up front. Neal says they came across first. Reggie Hayward and Marcus Stroud came across the line. Were they induced is the question.
Neutral zone infraction, number 99, defense. 5-yard penalty is still first down.
They were not, so we started the game with 2 penalties.
Right, Stroud took one away and gave one back. But that's if you're going to do anything to this Jacksonville defense, those are the 2 guys that you have to get blocked, whether that play be run or pass.
4-man front out of the shotgun is first down and 15. Three receivers set to the right for Tom Brady. In the pocket, over the middle, and that one hits the umpire. The umpire, Chad Brown. There's a Chad Brown, of course, who's the linebacker for New England, and then there's Chad Brown, the umpire. So Brown sees his first action of the night.
Yeah, we were talking about those two big defensive tackles in there, and they're not only, heavy, but they're also tall. They're 6'6" and 6'7". So one of the big things that Tom Brady has to do is get around them to find lanes. That time he found the lane and threw it right at the umpire.
Like playing against 12. 2nd and 15 from the 23-yard line.
The Patriots went no huddle.
Brady over the middle, and that one sails. Patriots like to go no huddle a lot. Let's take a look at the starting running back normally, but right now it's Falk again, and he did start the game. 3rd and 15. Brady feels the pressure, steps up, he'll run, and he's going to be taken down at the 31-yard line. So a stuttering start to the game. 2 penalties. The umpire gets hit by a pass. Brady gets taken down well short of the first down, and New England will kick.
We were talking to Jack Del Rio last night about what the Jaguars had to do on defense. He said the #1 thing we have to do is disrupt Tom Brady. And I think on this first series, they did disrupt him.
Josh Miller to punt, and Alvin Pearman, good-looking run. Jacksonville special teams have been very good this season, and he brings it back out to the 32-yard line where he's tackled by Lonnie Paxton. Jags come out on the field. Let's take a look at their offense.
Byron Leftwich, Marshall.
Fred Taylor, Glade Central High.
Gray Jones, Florida State.
Jimmy Smith, Jackson State University.
Ernest Wilford, Franklin Military Academy.
Kyle Brady, Penn State.
Khalid Barnes, Mount McGill High School.
Vince Munaway, Hawaii. Dennis Norman, Princeton University. Chris Naoli, Oakwood High School. Maurice Williams, Michigan.
Khalid Barnes, rookie left tackle. Played his college ball at Washington, 2nd-round draft choice. And they start on the ground with the venerable Fred Taylor. And John, let's set it up right away with Byron Leftwich. The ankle injury in late November, and of course you and I have discussed this over the past couple of days, but Del Rio had the choice of going with the hot guy, Garrard, who did a real nice job, or going back to his original starter.
And I think that, that Jack Del Rio has to feel that Byron Leftwich is his guy. That's his quarterback. And when he gets well, you have to play him. How well he is tonight, I'm not sure.
2nd down and 9. And New England, of course, a team that loves to bring pressure, especially when you got a guy coming off a fractured ankle. Short drop, quick flip, and
Roosevelt Colbert, Purdue University.
Sante Sanders, Central Florida. Archer Hawkins, Prospect, Johnstown, PA.
Eugene Wilson, Illinois. Ellis Hobbs III, the up-and-coming Iowa State.
Even though they were talking about Brewski starting, right now you've got Monty Beisel who's in the game, the ex-chief. 3rd down and 8. Leftwich has protection and throws underneath, and that is incomplete. Asante Samuel is there to break up the play. So each team goes 3 and out on its first series.
And that was one thing that Bill Belichick was talking about playing against Byron Leftwich. He said one thing, he's not going to go anywhere. So you just spot rush him, and that's what you try. You try and get him in those 3rd and long situations like that, and then just rush to a spot.
Tim Dwight to run the kickback. Chris Hansen will punt. A little more than 3 minutes in to the opening period. And the left-footed Hansen with a wobbly short kick, but takes a good bounce, a good Jaguar bounce, and Dwight is out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Brady and company back to work. 11:41 left in the opening quarter. No score in Foxborough.
This is where it is. This is where I come. This is what I believe in when the day is done. This is Budweiser. This is clear. Budweiser, the king is here. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Trailers don't have anti-lock brakes, crumple zones, or airbags. That's why we designed the new Ford Super Duty with the only integrated trailer brake controller, part of our exclusive tow command system. Because what good is towing a 19,200-pound trailer if you can't control it? This is the next Ford Super Duty. Built Ford Tough.
That's my wife, Patty. Patty loves football, and today's her 7th day with Prilosec OTC. Last Sunday, she missed the kickoff because her frequent heartburn flared up again. Next day, she switched to Prilosec OTC. Now she's not missing a thing. Not on day 2, not on day 5, and definitely not today.
Honey!
All thanks to Prilosec OTC and zero heartburn for 24 hours with 1 pill a day. It's day 7 for Patty. What day are you on?
Wildcard Saturday on ABC being brought to you by Bud Light. Refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. By Ford F-Series, built Ford Tough. And Diet Pepsi. Live football, drink Diet Pepsi. Aerial coverage tonight being brought to you by Bud Light. As you look down into now 4-year-old Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, built next to the old stadium, hosting its 4th postseason game. Kevin Falk is the running back. Again, Dillon is the normal starter, but it's been Falk who's been in there to this point. The ball is at the 22-yard line, first down for New England. And Brady off the fake will send it to Falk, and Falk will seek the first down and get it. Gains 11 yards. Rasheem Mathis, the left corner, comes up to make the stop.
You know, everyone, when you play this Jaguar defense, you attack the flanks rather than running straight up the middle because those 2 big tackles are in there, and it's a very difficult thing to do. And now the Patriots are going without a huddle here, but they're also using 3 wide receivers the whole time.
Now to the ground, and they give the ball to Falk, and he is across the 50 to the 47-yard line, taken down by Deion Grant. They have Dillon, they have Falk, and they also have Patrick Pass, who can run with the ball. 19-yard gain here.
And they're coming up no huddle again here. They're trying to, change the pace. You'll see the pace here. They just get the ball out here to the left, and then he cuts right back. They get that big tackle I'm talking about, John Henderson, moving to the outside and cut right back inside.
Pats dictating the early pace. Screen to the tight end, Ben Watson, and he gets shelved by John Henderson. John just talking about him. 6'7", 328, 4th year. Out of Tennessee, made the Pro Bowl last year.
And I think that's one of the reasons that the Patriots are going no huddle here, and I think it's another reason that they're going 3 wide receivers, because they know that it's tough to run inside. But look at the height of these guys. We know they're 328 and 312, but 6'7" and 6'6", and that gives you a tough middle to throw over.
2nd and 13. You have Patrick Pass now in the backfield. He goes out into the pattern. And that pass is knocked down. And talking about knocking down passes at the line of scrimmage, that is what Jacksonville is extremely proficient at.
And that was the thing Bill Belichick was worried about. In fact, during practice, he had his defense rush Tom Brady with racquetball rackets in their hands. And they would put them up so that they would know that those big guys are always there. And we'll see on the right here, John Henderson is going to be the guy right here. He gets the push, and you see they're so big, they get the push, then just get one hand up, and that's like a regular, normal guy holding a racket in his hand.
Without a paddle, he had 7 blocks or 7 deflected passes at the line of scrimmage during the regular season. 3rd and long, Brady guns it over the middle to a wide-open Deion Branch, his top target, last year's Super Bowl MVP, and a first down.
Yeah, and this is where Tom Brady is so good. I know that, he was worried about throwing over and getting balls batted down. He gets one batted down, comes right back. Look at the lane he has now. And he just coolly stays back there, steps up, and finds Deion Branch in a zone under control right in the middle.
Branch caught 78 during the regular season. It's almost like Brady's looking at his watch. Just checking out the play on his left wrist. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Pats again without a huddle. Good beginning to this drive. Slides away and then throws, and the pass is high, intended for Deion Branch, and there's a flag.
They always talk about this formation, this 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back, as being their most productive formation.
while the quarterback was still in the pocket and before the ball was thrown. Illegal contact, number 37, defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Deion Grant, the safety.
But the thing that they like about this free wide receiver again is that if you play nickel, then it should be easier to run because you're playing with one less linebacker. If you play base, then it should be easier to pass because you have one less defensive back in there for the third wide receiver.
First down and 10. After the penalty, the ball at the 25-yard line. Now on the ground, they give it to Falk, who sprung one for 19 earlier. This a gain of 1. Deion Grant is there to make the tackle.
You know, it's interesting that Corey Dillon's not playing. I mean, he's listed as the starter. Watched him in practice the other day, and he practiced most of the time, although he did look like something was bothering. I mean, I don't know if it's ankle, knee, you know, whatever, but he did have a little limp to him.
He missed 4 games this year, only played in 12, averaged only 3.5 yards per carry. Not good for him, but did score 12 rushing touchdowns. Second down and 9 now. Brady out of the shotgun. Under pressure, slides away, but not far enough away, and that time it's Rob Meyer, who is a backup. They rotate him in, but he has really had a terrific season for them. 6th year out of Washington State.
Yeah, I think he's in there for Marcus Stroud. Stroud came out, and the trainer was looking, and I can see him right down in front of us here down on the bench.
3rd and 13, and timeout is called because Brady went to the line.
Timeout, Jacksonville.
And on 3rd and 13, they had the wrong personnel in there. Jack Del Rio says, hold on a second. Timeout, Jaguars. No score.
Because a car shouldn't just use energy. It should create it. Introducing the mid-size Ford Fusion. More innovation from Ford. For a life in drive.
Hi, I'm John Madden. In all my years of football, I've learned a lot. Grass is better than turf, fried is better than baked, and in Green Bay, those cheeseheads aren't really made out of cheese. Trust me. And I've learned VCAS from Verizon Wireless is perfect for any fan. You can watch me preview all the action right in your phone. It's tiny, but powerful, like a kicker.
Verizon Wireless is the only network with VCast. Watch broadband quality sports clips and the Madden Report. And now get a cool LG 8100 for just $99.99. Only from Verizon Wireless.
If you think your kids are ever going to stop asking you for money, you are getting old. Look into retirement savings from the AIG companies. Retirement, loans, insurance. AIG.
People everywhere experiencing a breakthrough. New to the Big Bell Value Menu, the half-pound cheesy bean and rice burrito topped with a cheesy, zesty kick. To get full-on value, think outside the bun.
Sunday, the Extreme Team is back with an all-new makeover so big, it will take 2 buses to reveal it. All-new Extreme Makeover Home Edition, Sunday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Bill Belichick now in his 6th season as the Patriots head coach, and Jack Del Rio is the 2nd youngest coach in the league. He's in his 3rd season. John Gruden is still younger than any coach in the league. Del Rio is 2nd at age 42. After the timeout, it's 3rd down and 13 from the 28-yard line. 3-man rush. Brady has time. Finds his target, but it is off the hands of Ben Watson and then incomplete. It's almost intercepted by Kenny Wright. Kenny Wright looking over toward his bench as if to indicate, why don't you challenge this? We'll take a look on the replay, though, as the pass was off the hands of the tight end and then ruled incomplete on the field.
And that was a heck of a throw by Tom Brady. Ben Watson has to catch that ball. And then you look there. I don't know about that one. It looked like it did hit the ground, though, didn't it? Right there, Al? Yeah, you can see he lost control of it under there, I think.
Yep. But does he get his hands under it? Does he cradle it? Yeah, I mean, that would be a tough one to win.
Yeah, I think he probably gets his hands under it, but then I think it goes through his hands and comes out his stomach area.
So now Adam Vinatieri with a 46-yard field goal attempt. And you've got a little pooch punt here as they snap it right to him. And Vinatieri is able to kill it inside the 5-yard line. And then it is Lonnie Paxton, who was the snapper, who gets down there to save it. So the Patriots, last week they had Flutie with a drop kick extra point. Here Vinatieri with a perfect pooch.
There are two kinds of people, two kinds of companies who change the world. Those who invent and those who deliver. And while the world benefits greatly from both, they rarely join together. Until now. SBC, America's largest provider of DSL broadband, and AT&T have joined forces to create the most complete and secure network on Earth. So you can make the most. AT&T, your world delivered.
Trucks are made for pulling. That's why the 5.4-liter V8 in the Ford F-150 uses an innovative 3-valve design. 3 valves allow the engine to breathe better, crank out more power, and pull more than you ever thought possible.
Only one word can describe an all-new Desperate Housewives. Sunday, one little kiss and a whole neighborhood
Oh my God!
will fall apart.
Oh dear.
All new Desperate Housewives, Sunday 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Good night to skate around the old pond in downtown Boston. Temperature going down to the low 20s after a beautiful pooch punt by Vinatieri at a field goal formation. They start at the 4-yard line. Greg Jones is the running back. They give it to him for the first time tonight. He swings to the outside. And Jones, who sees a lot of action, even though Fred Taylor is their horse, second year out of Florida State. Let's go back to Leftwich and the fact that he's wearing that air cast around the left ankle, John.
Yeah, you can see the air cast. The air goes right up here. You see it in these green things right on the inside of the ankle, and it just kind of forms and holds everything in there. He said when he first started wearing it, he could hardly walk with it on. Then he started where he could, walk and then jog, and then started to run as much as he can right now.
Fred Taylor back in the game. Well, the one thing, if you don't follow the Jaguars, Leftwich, and we talked about it earlier, pretty much a classic drop back passer. He's not going to threaten you with his legs. And David Garrard could give you more of both elements. But Leftwich has been the guy. He was a rookie at a Marshall, starter for Del Rio 2 years ago. And, of course, he was the man until he got hurt in November.
Yeah, and he stands in that pocket. And Byron Leftwich is as tough as they come. I mean, he'll stand in there and take a hit. In fact, he told us last night, he said, I'll take the biggest hit they got if I can get a 15-yard completion. I'll take it any time. And he loves this shotgun right here.
3rd down and 3. To the outside to Taylor. And Taylor is not able to break away from Mike Vrabel. Vrabel almost lost him, but got enough of him to force a punt from deep in Jacksonville territory.
Yeah, and that's why Mike Vrabel's so good. I mean, he's... you talk about guys that make big plays on defense. Mike Vrabel is one of those guys, whether it's a pass rush, whether it's an open field tackle. Now, for a big guy, that is a difficult thing. Open field, all that room around there against the back, and get him down before he gets a first down. That's a big defensive play.
Chris Hansen will take the snap in the end zone and then send it toward Tim Dwight. And again, this is a short, wobbly kick that will go out of bounds at the 43-yard line of the Jaguars. So it will be a short field for Tom Brady and company with 5:51 remaining in the opening period. No score in New England.
Introducing the mid-size Ford Fusion. More innovation from Ford. for a life in drive.
Ted Ferguson, Bud Light Daredevil. Today for a Bud Light, I'll attempt my most difficult stunt so far. I will stay 2 full minutes past 5 on a Friday.
Hey, Ted.
See you, Janice.
And time. Get him up. Ted, get out. Ted, can you hear me?
I need a Bud Light.
Don't you give up on me, Ted.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Put that on my review.
Oh, yeah.
I want a more reliable way to ship our packages. We need an all-out blitz on this.
Okay. The last thing we need here is another bad football cliche. Why don't you use a phrase like creating synergistic alliances? And for your daily shipments, just go with FedEx Ground. Reliable shipping, that's not too expensive.
FedEx Ground. Reliability for less than you think.
I do not like that, Sam.
The NFL and United Way have been helping to strengthen America's communities for years. Maybe you could give us a hand. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
The playoffs starting tonight, but 4 weeks from tomorrow, we will be in Detroit. Super Bowl 40, Sunday, February 5th, right here on ABC.
Tell you, that's great, isn't it? I mean, this whole playoff thing, it's so big. The intensity, the focus. You win, you go on, you lose, you're out for the year.
You can't feel it. Corey Dillon makes his first appearance in the game. He didn't start the game. They started Falk. Patrick Pass has also been in there. Talked about Dillon. Dillon has been hampered by injury this year, but he had 12 rushing touchdowns. And now New England had been going no huddle, back huddling here.
And Corey Dillon can still do that. He can pick up the short yardage for you, and he can get the touchdown down the goal line for you.
Sets up deep, 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 5. They toss it to him. Dillon to the outside, trying to pick up the block. And gets to the 38, and we have yet to meet the Jacksonville defense. Here they are.
Reggie Hayward, Thornridge High School. Marcus Stroud at University of Georgia.
John Henderson, University of Tennessee.
Paul Spicer, Northwest High School.
Aiken Adele, Purdue. Mike Peterson, University of Florida. Darrell Smith, Georgia Tech. Rashawn Mathis, Bethune-Cookman College.
Gerald Sensabaugh, Dobbins Bennett High School.
Deion Grant, University of Tennessee.
Kenny Wright, Northwestern State University.
Sensabaugh is a rookie. Donovan Darius, the outstanding safety, is on injured reserve. So the rookie from North Carolina, Sensabaugh on the spotlight. 3rd down and 5 now. Brady stepping up, guns it, and the ball is caught by Ben Watson, who dropped an earlier one. This time he hauls this one in at the 30-yard line, tackled by the linebacker Darrell Smith.
Yeah, when you go 3 wide receivers, they're going to put their defensive backs on the wide receivers, so then they have a linebacker left for the tight end. And Tom Brady is going to find the matchup that he wants. If there's any mismatch out there, Tom Brady will find it.
Brady has started the game 4 out of 8 for 37 yards. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Corey Dillon gets it. Nowhere to roam. Marcellus Wiley, who rotates in at defensive end, makes the tackle.
You know, isn't it something, you talk about field position and, and how you play it. And that pooch punt kind of started that whole thing. I mean, Bill Belichick goes and he pooch punts and he gets Jacksonville backed up, and then they get a short punt. Now the Patriots, when they get the ball back here, they're really getting the benefits of that pooch punt.
Very much so. Again, trying to take advantage of advantageous field position. The ball at the 29-yard line. Most of the game played on this side of the field at this point with 3:18 to play in the quarter. Kevin Falk is in the backfield with Brady. Brady again feeling the pressure. He's going to run and then slide to a stop at the 27-yard line, tackled by Stroud. Not only is Brady 9-0, but when you look inside a lot of the figures here, how efficient he has been. Look at that. He's thrown 304 passes in postseason play, 3 interceptions. 1 out of every 101 passes.
Tom Brady doesn't do dumb things. I mean, Tom Brady, if something's not there, Tom Brady is not going to force anything. Like I said, he's going to find a mismatch. He's going to find the open guy. He doesn't care who it is. He doesn't have a favorite guy. He's going to get the ball to the open guy.
Equal opportunity. 3rd and 7, but everybody covered. He spins away, buys time, still loose, looking downfield, and then finally gets corralled. Boy, what a job the Jaguars do in the secondary. Mike Peterson finally stops him. Brady had a lot of time, rolled to his right, and still nobody could get open.
Yeah, and as you say, that was all coverage because you can see what the Jaguars are doing. They're all up there in tight coverage. So they have man-to-man all over the place. And as we said, Tom Brady's going to find the open guy. He's going to look for the mismatch. There is no open guy in this defense.
And again, it reverts back to what we just showed you in terms of what was on the graphic about just not throwing it up for grabs.
This is interesting here. I think it's one of those things probably too long for a field goal, so you just get in shotgun and take a timeout.
Brady wanted to take a look at the defensive alignment. 4th and 10. He'll go to the bench. 1:47 left in a scoreless first quarter.
For English, say yes.
Yes.
For security purposes, say your pet's name.
Fluffy.
Please say your password.
Big boy.
Please repeat.
Big boy. Yes.
For a shinier credit card, say yes.
No. Yes. I don't know.
For customer service, say yes.
Yes.
This is Ryan.
Hello, I have a question about my statement. Hello?
Sometimes you just want to get straight through. That's why there's the Citi Simplicity credit card. Simply press 0 to talk to a person. Citi. Live richly.
With the next pick, the Patriots select Diet Pepsi machine?
I used to fill that machine.
Come on, a vending machine? I thought Coach went nuts.
The kid can play.
Here come the Patriots.
Pepsi machine.
Machine's got hands.
What hands? Live football. Drink Diet Pepsi.
Nice play.
What?
Hey, thanks for meeting me.
Sure. Who are they?
I'm switching networks.
What?
Listen, this just wasn't working out. They're America's most reliable, and I can watch amazing music videos.
Oh, we can do videos. Nancy.
Stop. You're embarrassing yourself.
America's most reliable wireless network is taking mobile entertainment to the next level. Verizon Wireless, it's the network.
Emmy-winning Boston Legal brings in the new year with one of our most beloved actors. Michael J. Fox returns to television for a powerful performance in his extraordinary career. An all-new Boston Legal, Tuesday 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
Back in Foxborough, 4th and 10 for the Patriots. You may wonder why Bill Belichick's going to go for it. Talked with Adam Vinatieri, the kicker, before the game. Moving in this direction, the wind is working against him, and the cold air is slowing the ball down. So that may be why they're opting not to kick a field goal, Al.
And, Michelle, the downside to missing a field goal is Jacksonville will take over at the 37-yard line, and Brady drops the snap. Moving to his left, throws a wobbler, and that's incomplete. So if you miss a field goal in this situation and Brady took a shot, they would have started at the 37. Now they're going to start, the Jacksonville Jaguars will, at their own 30-yard line as Brady gets up.
Yeah, it looked like Tom Brady wasn't ready for the snap here. We're just talking about the Patriots and Tom Brady. They don't do stupid things. Here, he's still looking to the side. Look, he looks down. Whoops, here it is. See, he was looking to his left, and then the ball was snapped. That's usually a bigger problem on the road than it is at home. But again, the Jaguars are doing exactly what they wanted to do on defense. They are disrupting Tom Brady.
And they've held New England scoreless, despite the fact New England's run 18 plays and Jacksonville has run 6. Here's Teddy Bruschi, who was supposed to start. He hasn't played. The ball is at the 30-yard line. And there is a snap through the legs of Leftwich. So you've got back-to-back snaps that either the quarterback wasn't ready for, or there was some confusion here. And of course, it's covered up by the Jaguars, 2nd down and long.
Well, Dennis Norman is the center now for the Jaguars, and he's never played with Byron Leftwich. And you see that doesn't make any difference who the quarterback is. He didn't get the ball up. I mean, that ball just went right along the ground and through Leftwich's legs.
Leftwich said, "What was that?
Where did that come from?" And he's from Princeton?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Brad Meester's their regular center, but he got hurt about a month ago, so he's down. Norman is the guy. That's a loss of 8. It was Taylor who recovered the fumble. It's 2nd and 18. Leftwich is under pressure. There's a flag that's thrown. And the pass intended for Matt Jones is incomplete. Monty Beisel came in that time and put a lick on Leftwich.
And that's the thing. We talk about Byron Leftwich being
Before
a
the ball
tough
was
guy.
snapped. Delay of game. Offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
Well, nobody heard that.
Oh, then they should have blown the whistle, and he shouldn't get a you shouldn't get a free shot at the quarterback with that.
Nobody heard the whistle.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Here's the guy running unabated. If it's not a play, then blow the whistle and don't let him play anyway.
Absolutely, because we didn't hear it, and you can tell from the body language of all the guys, nobody on the field heard it. 2nd down and 23, final minute of the opening period. Leftwich out of the shotgun. He loves to operate out of the gun. He slings it to the outside. It's caught by Matt Jones, the college quarterback at Arkansas. Now the wide out at 6'6", 229 for a short gain. It'll be 3rd down and 16.
That was an interesting draft choice, wasn't it? He was as you say, the quarterback at Arkansas. Then he became a #1 draft choice, not as a quarterback, but as a wide receiver. And he's had to learn and adjust. And Jack Del Rio said that he thinks he's finally getting it now because he's getting used to all the running that a wide receiver has to do.
3rd down and 15, and the clock will run out before the snap. So that is the end of the opening quarter. Jacksonville nothing, New England nothing. And Wild Card Saturday continues after this message and a word from our ABC station.
High-performance headlights from Sylvania. See the world in a new light.
What? You said we were going to be paying less.
I'm State Farm Agent Demetrius Simon, and this is a true story.
Making ends meet is tough with a new baby.
When another company kept promising to save us money on car insurance, we believed them.
Guess what? We were charged more.
A lot more.
We switched back to State Farm because we've got an agent we can count on.
Anybody can promise you a good price, but nobody takes care of you like State Farm. Call an agent today. I think someone's had an accident. Oh.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
This time of year, everyone wants to lose weight. Subway restaurants can help. With their new Fresh Resolutions Instant Win Game, you can win thousands of great prizes, like an all-inclusive Beaches Family Resorts vacation for 4. The more you come in, the more chances you have to win. And with 8 delicious subs with 6 grams of fat or less, what have you got to lose? Bye-bye, burgers.
Super Bowl 40, Sunday, February 5th on ABC.
If you're boxed in by a bad wireless plan, trapped by a contract, restricted by minute limits, there's help. Introducing Metro PCS. $40 a month lets you talk all you want, anytime, local and long distance. No limits, no contracts, no catches. The world of wireless has changed. Metro PCS. Hello. Permission to speak freely.
This is your ABC Action News Station, taking action for you.
We start the second quarter. Al Michaels, John Madden, Michelle Tafoya, Foxborough, Massachusetts. No score. The Jacksonville Jaguars have it 3rd down and 15 at their own 25-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Leftwich takes the snap. And then has to take it back down. And Willie McGinnis, playing in his 17th postseason game, gets the sack.
Yeah, you can only hold the ball back there so long. Or Willie McGinnis or Vrabel or one of those guys, Colvin, are going to be there. That time it was McGinnis. I mean, Leftwich, I think when you get back there, the ball has to come out. Because, you know, he held it and he looked too long, and then Willie McGinnis finally broke free.
Tim Dwight back, Hansen ready for his 3rd punt.
And the Patriots should get pretty good field position again.
The best of his 3 boots. Fielded by Dwight at the 38-yard line. And the speedy former Charger down the sideline and goes out of bounds. But not until he crosses into Jacksonville territory. spotted at the 38-yard line. The Jaguars this season 12-4, won 8 of the last 9. Only 6 interceptions all season for the Jaguars. A great job protecting the ball and very few fumbles as well. Defensively, 47 sacks, third most in the league, but the highest sack rate. No rushing touchdowns allowed in the last 6 games. Stroud is the only Pro Bowl player, but defensively they have done a magnificent job. The defensive coordinator is Mike Smith. Dave Campo, the former Cowboy coach, is also an assistant on that side of the ball. Jack Del Rio, the head coach, of course, was a linebacker for 11 years in the NFL. Brady on first down from the 38. Under pressure, but going deep into triple coverage. And the pass is incomplete. And David Givens looks for a flag and doesn't get one. Mathis covering.
Yeah, you know, if there is a go-to guy that he wants to get the ball deep to, it's usually David Givens now, you know, in the end zone. But it looks like the Jags kind of figured that one out, didn't they? They had 3 guys back there with Givens.
Tom Brady, and very un-Brady-like numbers right there. Good job done by the Jaguars through the first 15-plus minutes of the game. And now on the ground, they're going to give it to Corey Dillon. Dillon will work his way to about the 32-yard line, where he's tackled by John Henderson.
Did you see that cast on Paul Spicer earlier? We had a shot at him. He was rushing the passer from the right side. And look, he has a cast on that left arm there, or wrist, and it's all the way over the hand, so there's no way that he can use his hand or fingers. I mean that is just, it's not even a very good club. It's just a club, and it's tough to play this game and then play without your hand. That is very, very difficult.
Don't look for any interceptions on deflections for him tonight. 3rd down and 6, and they give the ball to Falk, who has a big hole and takes it to the 15-yard line. Biggest hole of the night opened up by the offensive front for the Patriots, with 2 rookies on the left side and an 18-yard gain.
And did you see who they ran right by? Paul Spicer, the guy that we were talking about. Here he is right here, and he's trying to play. He's trying to play one-handed, and he just goes out and out and opens up that hole. You see, he's trying to keep that arm out and get a little push off, and all that happens to him is he gets pushed out and widens the hole.
Logan Mankins, rookie out of Fresno State, took him out of the play. The ball is at the 15-yard line. Brady to the corner and overthrown. Troy Brown, the intended receiver, and Mathis is there covering on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
It just seems like every time Tom Brady goes to throw, there's a guy there. It was Reggie Hayward on that last play, and again, that's what the Jags want to do. They just want to disrupt Tom Brady. They've done that, and the other part of it, they've covered the secondary very well. Because it just, Hayward is right there. You see, he's making him throw through or over something, this defensive line, every play.
And on 2nd and 10, they give the ball to Corey Dillon. Brady in the red zone as we went down the stretch this season inside the 20-yard line of the opponent. His last 10 passes in the red zone were all complete passes, with 6 of them going for touchdowns. Now they started to huddle, line up quickly.
Yep, they got off the field.
And the officials step in to stop it, even though no timeout is called.
Well, they got caught with 12 men in the field. Rob Meyer, number 92, was on the field, and he was running off, but they didn't snap the ball, so that was okay. That's not, you know, like the Colts. Peyton Manning, he'll catch you. He'll snap that ball and catch you with 12 or 13 guys on the field.
3rd down and 6. The ball is at the 11-yard line as Brady. Pump fake, then over the middle. It's caught for a touchdown by Troy Brown. Troy Brown, in his 13th season out of Marshall, can play defensive back as well, but a venerable receiver through the years, and he picks up the first score of the night.
You see, he comes in motion there, finds a hole in the zone. He stops and then just comes right behind it. Now watch Tom Brady here. He pumps, then he slides to his left, and then that finds the opening, and he can throw the ball to Troy Brown.
Caught 2 touchdown passes during the regular season. Vinatieri boots it through. So the Patriots take advantage of a short field, go 37 yards in 6 plays, and lead the Jaguars 7-0.
Some beers are big on flavor. Some beers are easy to drink. But until now, no beer has offered it all. Budweiser Select starts with hand-picked American and Bavarian hops. Budweiser Select is brewed longer for a bold taste that finishes clean. With Budweiser Select, it all comes together. Expect everything.
You may not have the contract to build the next great suspension bridge, or the workforce to dig the next Panama Canal. And you may not be working on the next big sports complex, but your truck could. The GMC Sierra with the available Vortec Max engineered to the highest standard. Professional grade.
Okay, Lindsay, this is the last big one before Torino. You can do this. Don't look at them, look at me. Picture yourself alone on the mountain. Imagine yourself on the medal stand. No one can touch you. Try to imagine your Visa check card just got stolen.
I'm good.
Relax. If your Visa check card's lost or stolen, you're not liable for fraudulent charges, and all that money will be put back. Signed with a safe, secure Visa check card.
Wednesday, 8/7 Central. A 2-hour Lost event starting with a new special, Lost Revelation. And the series on everyone's top 10 list returns with an all-new episode. It begins Wednesday, starting at 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Welcome to the NFL playoffs. Here, you gotta dig deep. Real deep. Are you ready for some playoff football?
Back at Gillette Stadium, the Patriots lead 7-0. They've run 24 plays to 9 for Jacksonville. Leftwich will try to get something started. The Jaguars do not have a first down yet, and Vinatieri will 6-yard line. Gets ridden down up at the 27-yard line by Don Davis. Talked about McGinnis playing in his 17th postseason game, so that's the equivalent of an entire regular season +1, and most sacks in a career since 1982. There is McGinnis in postseason play, behind only a future Hall of Famer and Bruce Smith.
That's a pretty good group, isn't it? Bruce Smith, Willie McGinnis, Reggie White.
McGinnis out of USC, #1 pick back in '94, career Patriot. The ball is at the 27-yard line. Leftwich is going to fake it under pressure and gets sacked from behind by Roosevelt Colvin. Former Chicago Bear, was hurt last year, but he really came on in the second half of this season.
You know, now that they've moved Mike Vrabel inside, they got McGinnis coming from the left side, Rosie Colvin coming from the right side. Here's Colvin right here. And you see they start off with a double team on him, and then both guys let him go. The tackle looks to the inside, and the end goes to the outside.
For Leftwich, a rare play, and then it was a play action attempted pass. Only 8% of his passes were off play fakes this year, and he'll do it again here. And this time with a lot more successes. That is caught by Ernest Wilford. Now, Jimmy Smith is their key guy, and then you've got Matt Jones and Ernest Wilford, and Reggie Williams are his 2, 3, and 4 receivers, and those 3 guys are interchangeable.
You know, it's interesting, in talking to Bill Belichick, his defense is always going to take away like 3 things. Okay, what do we have to do first, second, and third? I talked to him the other day, he said, first thing, Fred Taylor. We have to take him away. Second thing, Jimmy Smith. Those are the 2 things that this defense is set to do to the Jaguars tonight.
That was Jacksonville's first down. Took them more than 19 minutes to get it. And now this is Taylor taking it to the 42. Fred Taylor, 9th guy picked in the '98 draft, played his college football in state at the University of Florida, and he's a guy, I mean, a lot of people who follow football, of course, know him. They know he's good, but he may be about as good as any running back who's never made the trip to Honolulu for the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, and when you think that that's going to happen to a lot of Jacksonville players, though, that, you know, that people sometimes tend to forget that they're even in the league.
Jaguars, a small market team, had a lot of success under Tom Coughlin in the 90s. Then that dry period, and now back in the playoffs for the first time since '99 with a whistle before the snap.
Yeah, they had an interesting formation here. They had 4 wide receivers. The receivers you were talking about, 3 of them over on this side, and then they just had Smith over on that side all by himself. And I think that's what they try and do, that old basketball thing.
Before the snap, delay of game, offense. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
And the play came in late. I think what they're trying to do here, like I said, is you put 3 wide receivers over here, then you isolate up here Jimmy Smith. This is the guy that you try and throw to. Try and get the defense looking and coming this way, isolate Jimmy Smith, and then throw him the ball. That's what they were trying to do.
Second down and 11. Leftwich out of the shotgun. Leftwich throws, and that's caught on the Patriot half of the field by Jimmy Smith, taken down to the 45-yard line for a first down. Eugene Wilson with the coverage.
You know, it's funny, Jimmy Smith is still the guy. Jack Del Rio said, you know, the last 2 years, their #1 draft choices have been a wide receiver. And all that's done is made Jimmy Smith more determined to still be the guy. And he said there's no doubt on this team Jimmy Smith is the guy. Byron Leftwich says the same thing. He said if I ever see single coverage, on Jimmy Smith, that's where I'm going with the ball.
13th year still going to him. You get the inside handoff to Alvin Pierman. The rookie, the ball is loose, and the Patriots have come up with it. Eugene Wilson put the hit on him, and Seymour comes away with it. Inside handoff, they give it to the rookie Alvin Pierman out of Virginia. Their regular backs almost never fumble, but they go to the rookie, and he coughs it up here.
Yeah, going to Phoenix.
There's an exciting new sound in travel. Everybody's downloading the Southwest Ding. Enter the Ding and Win sweepstakes at Southwest.com to win 2 free tickets a week for an entire year.
You are now free to move about the country.
Dad. Hey, buddy. Could you read me a story? Football.
That's okay. I can freeze time.
Whoa.
Introducing the DirecTV Plus DVR.
Do it again.
Finally, an easy-to-use DVR that gives you the power to pause and rewind live TV, so you'll never miss a second of what's important to you.
Somebody up there loves you. DirecTV.
Get a free DirecTV Plus DVR when you sign up now. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Each engineering innovation we make helps you overcome another challenge on the road. The GMC Envoy and Envoy XL with Stabilitrack, standard. We can't be certain how you'll use our SUVs, so we engineer them all to the highest standard. Professional grade.
Wednesday.
What is that?
Your husband's skeleton.
Television's best new drama returns.
Your husband's not who you think he is, Mariel.
An all-new Invasion. Wednesday at 10/9 Central, following an all-new Lost, only on ABC.
We had mentioned Wilson on the play before when Jimmy Smith had gotten position on him and made the catch for a first down, but then he comes in with a huge hit here, causing the turnover.
You watch this huge hit here. That is playoff football. I mean, Eugene Wilson just comes and launches himself. Watch that. I mean, that's about as hard a hit as you can put on a running back. I mean, Alvin Pierman, it looked like he did everything to protect the ball, and Eugene Wilson just hit him so hard he knocked everything loose.
And now it's Dillon swinging to the outside. He has to go all the way back. You've got a flag on the play. We get the call from Walt Anderson.
Holding number 77. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Casher, the rookie out of Toledo. They lost Matt Light earlier this season. Unless you have the two rookies at left tackle and left guard, and the foul was on the left tackle.
You know, and they've done a great job. And you know that sometimes you talk about all the injuries that the Patriots have had, and you kind of go to the defense and the number of guys in the secondary and all that. But that offensive line has been changed, and Nick Casher's come in there and done a great job. Mankins plays next to him. He's a rookie. And then Russ Hochstein came in, and he's the center. So they've changed those guys and still remain constant.
Hey, it's over. Kevin Falk and John, it's the New England Patriots. It doesn't matter what happens, no matter what hand they're dealt. And again, Bill Belichick's legacy, I think, is set when you win 3 Super Bowls. But he's lost a ton of guys defensively. They've had 13 different starters in the secondary, 45 starters overall, 2 rookies on the offensive line, and here they are as the team nobody wants to face in the playoffs.
And you know the thing you say, just how does he do that? And when you go to practice and you watch him, he practices that way. I mean, he'll just take a guy out, throw a guy in, take a guy out, throw a guy in. So when you see this happen in the game, this is something that's been practiced as training.
Screen, that's Kevin Falk, and that's a nice tackle from behind by the linebacker Darryl Smith. And the other thing too, I mean, with Belichick, you never know what you're going to get. You can get nobody in the secondary, nobody on the defensive line, guards catching touchdown passes, linebackers catching touchdown passes, drop kicks for extra points. You get the whole thing.
Right. We had the pooch kick tonight, and every game is going to be different. He's going to have a different game plan for every game. There's Rodney Harrison here, and he has to be proud of that Eugene Wilson shot.
Harrison, of course, one of the really key defensive players for New England, hurt earlier this season on injured reserve. 3rd down and 13, and going deep, and the pass incomplete, intended for Givens. David Givens covered on the play by Deion Grant. It'll be 4th down.
I'll say this, we talked about the rush that they put on Tom Brady, but this coverage tonight by the Jaguars have been excellent. I mean, there hasn't been much separation on the wide receivers of the Patriots.
Josh Miller into punt. And Alvin Pierman, who fumbled the last time he carried the ball, is back to receive. Fields this at the 27-yard line and is smothered immediately. Andre Davis is there to make the tackle with 6:50 to go in the opening half. New England, the world champions, on top of the Jaguars, 7-0.
You may not have the contract to build the next great suspension bridge, or the workforce to dig the next Panama Canal, and you may not be working on the next big sports complex, but your truck could. The GMC Sierra with the available Vortec Max, engineered to the highest standard. Professional grade.
Diet Pepsi Machine has made a strong case for Rookie of the Year.
Machine! Machine! Woo! Last year a convenience store, this year the Patriots.
I am very proud of Diet Pepsi Machine. I just wish Ice Cream Machine was that talented.
What's Machine like off the field?
He's a player.
Call me.
Machine, he's just one of the guys.
Live football. Drink Diet Pepsi. I miss Machine.
I want a soulmate. Monogamy is overrated.
I just want to properly thank you for dinner.
Do you feel better now?
Kinda. He subscribes to Martha Stewart.
That man is a very gay man. I'm sorry I was such a jerk.
Was? Why are you using the past tense?
Isn't this nice?
Yeah, it is actually.
Good night.
Emily's Reasons Why Not. Premieres Monday at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Downtown Boston, 30 miles to the south we come. The Jaguars will have the ball now at their own 26-yard line. Punt, 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 and a fumble. They were 3 and out, and then they picked up a couple of first downs, but then the fumble by Pierman, and they'll start out of the shotgun from the 26-yard line. Leftwich will throw it for Taylor, and Fred Taylor goes down immediately after he makes the catch. Good coverage by the Pats. Minimal gain, second down.
You know, and the guy that stops the screens is Vince Wilfork. You know, you say, well, you can throw a screen on someone. You can't throw a screen on this nose tackle. I swear, I mean, he plays screens better than any nose tackle that I've ever seen. Here he is right here. Now watch, the minute that he feels it, he's going to stop his rush and go right down the line. You see him just turn and go there? I mean, that's a nose tackle playing a screen pass.
Wilfork, their #1 draft choice out of the University of Miami in 2004. Second and 11. Leftwich slings it to the outside, and that's hauled in by Jimmy Smith. And they'll give him the forward progress very close to that first down marker at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, I think if you're going to force the ball to anyone or any, because Asante Samuel, it's right here. He has pretty good coverage on him. He does. You can see that he's right there about the same time as the ball. But Byron Leftwich puts it right where only Jimmy Smith can catch it. See, he brings him back a little, and that gives a receiver an advantage over the defender.
A very advantageous spot. And they'll put it at the 36-yard line, and that will be a first down. The crowd doesn't like it. You know, that's something that you could actually challenge, but for Belichick, you know, is it worth it to challenge that?
I don't think so, because that was very close, because again, it's where the ball is when your foot goes out, so you know, it's not where your foot goes out.
From the 36-yard line, Leftwich throws, and that is caught, and that is Ernest Wilford, and he hauls it in, second-year player out of Virginia Tech, who makes the catch, and that's a gain of 11.
Maybe they found something out there on Asante Samuel at that right side, because it was the same pattern on the same defensive back, but a different wide receiver.
Under 5 to play. The ball now at the 47-yard line. Byron Leftwich, very engaging guy, very confident. And he hands the ball off inside to Freddie Taylor, and Taylor will pick up 8 yards. Leftwich was drafted in the first round, played his college football at Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia. And of course, who can forget that college scene, John, where he gets injured and the players are taking him on their shoulders up to the line of scrimmage to keep on trucking. And he had the same injury, you know, not as severe as this last one, but it was the left ankle.
Right, he completed a pass, and then 2 offensive linemen had to carry him down to snap the next ball.
Second down and 3 at the 40-yard line, and you got action up front before the snap as Richard Seymour was hasty in his charge across the line of scrimmage.
Ball start, number 69, offense, 5-yard penalty.
The rookie Khalif Barnes, you can back him up 5, and this is what we're talking about. November 11th, Akron against Marshall in 2002. So Leftwich throws. Now he can barely move. Bad shin. So they carry him up to the line of scrimmage.
I tell you, those 2 offensive linemen got 2 pregame meals for doing that.
Classic scene.
Leftwich is 8 out of 9.
Yeah, second down and 8 here. And Leftwich throws to the outside, and it's juggled and then caught. Matt Jones makes the catch. And all of a sudden, Byron Leftwich putting up some nice numbers, throwing some short routes, and has them on the move here. That's a first down.
Yeah, he still doesn't look very steady on that left ankle, though. I mean, you just watch him move around, and he's kind of limping, and even after he throws the ball, you can see him limping. But again, this is a tough guy. This is a tough guy and a determined guy, and you know that he can't run, but I mean, he couldn't run before he couldn't run.
From the 36, this is Taylor. Gain of 1 to the 35-yard line. It'll be second down and 9 with 3:20 remaining in the opening half. Jack Del Rio, 3rd year as the Jacksonville head coach, and now you've got apparently a loose ball here. Just a scuffle. No change of possession. You have Taylor and Roosevelt Colvin were both there. Del Rio, who played his college football at University of Southern California, 11 years in the National Football League. And what people forget about him, he was a great baseball player at USC. And so Rod Dado, the legendary coach, passed away last week. Jack played for him. Bill Belichick on the other side. Among the guys he caught as a catcher on the baseball team was Randy Johnson. 2nd down and 9 from the 35-yard line. Leftwich now over the middle, and you got a whistle before the snap because New England had taken a timeout.
Right, Mike Vrabel was trying to get a timeout, and he was signaling timeout, 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 and the ball was snapped. I didn't think he got it, but he did.
2nd and 9 when we come back.
Each engineering innovation we make helps you overcome another challenge on the road. The GMC Envoy and Envoy XL with StabiliTrak, standard. We can't be certain how you'll use our SUVs, so we engineer them all to the highest standard. Professional grade.
Ted Ferguson, Bud Light Daredevil. Today for a Bud Light, I'll attempt an incredibly difficult stunt. Tighter on the wrist. I will eat lunch with my girlfriend and not glance over at a table of hot girls. Not even once.
I could get swordfish, which is nice. But they've got ahi, and then they've got this thing called this Brazilian
Hey,
filet.
time!
Bud Light. Just breathe, Ted. Just breathe. Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
How's it going?
Oh, would you look at that lonely soul, all dressed up and nowhere to go. Freshly baked roll, lettuce looking good, cheddar's looking extra sharp, but something's missing. Ah, here it is, Lay's potato chips, that light, crispy, irresistible taste. Oh man, I tell you, Lay's can take something good and make it out of sight. Soulmates is a beautiful thing.
Get your smile on.
Earlier, the Redskins, despite only 120 yards of total offense, lowest ever for a team winning a postseason game, beat the Bucs 17-10. Washington goes to Seattle next week. So they're set in terms of who meets who pending the outcome of tomorrow's game. But we know that Washington goes to Seattle. And then you've got either the Panthers or the Giants, the winner of tomorrow's game in the Meadowlands, going to Chicago. It's not as clear who goes where yet in the AFC, nor will it be until after the Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game tomorrow. But the winner of this game will either go to Indianapolis or to Denver. 2nd and 9.
Troy Brown is in there as a defensive back. He was the guy that wasn't in there last play, and they only had 10 guys. That's why they took a timeout.
And you've got Jones looking for a flag as he thought he got mugged by Ellis Hobbs, but it's all legal, and it's 3rd down and 9. There had been 8 consecutive completions for Leftwich until that last pass.
Yeah, when the Patriots use 6 defensive backs, Troy Brown, the normal wide receiver, is the 6th defensive back. And on the play before that, when they had to take the timeout, they had 10 guys in there because Troy Brown didn't get in there. But he's in there now, and you'll see he's taking the 3rd guy in on the slot. He's right here.
And he had 3 picks last season in that limited duty. 3rd down and 9. And over the middle, that's going to be a 1st down as Ernest Wilford makes the catch, and Troy Brown is there for the coverage. And the Jaguars silence the crowd again. 1st down at the 24.
You don't think Byron Leftwich knew exactly where Troy Brown was? But if you have an offensive guy playing defense, I think that's where you want to go, and that's exactly where Leftwich went.
And that will take us to the 2-minute warning as the Jacksonville Jaguars mounting this drive, trying to get even before the half. New England on top 7-0 in Foxborough.
Disciplined investing. It's not about following the crowd. At T. Rowe Price, our independent research means we're not deceived by every market ripple, and we don't chase every fad. For each 1, 5, and 10-year period, over 70% of our funds beat their Lipper average. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
So we're still going to paint our faces for the Tigers game, right? What's going on? What?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yes, he did.
Come on, man. What you doing?
The Quarter Pounder and Double Quarter Pounder with cheese sandwiches. Pound one.
Did you lose your way home?
Is this a help desk?
Yes.
We need some help.
With what?
It's our prototype.
Forget prototypes.
How do we test our new design?
Virtual simulations, on-demand supercomputing.
We're a small company. That sounds expensive.
It's not. That's expensive.
Yeah, that is expensive. Hey, can we get a ride somewhere?
Mr. Fancy Suits is single? This is my daughter, Jackie. Don't worry, she's getting it waxed.
Jake in Progress premieres Monday, 9:30, 8:30 Central, only on ABC.
Back in New York, Chris, Steve, Michael, and Tom in the studio. Lexus halftime show. They'll have analysis of this one, plus Redskins Bucks highlights and analysis all coming away on the Lexus halftime show as you look at Faneuil Hall in Boston. And back we come to Foxborough on the road toward Providence. 7-0 New England. After the 2-minute warning, it'll be first down and 10 at the 24-yard line out of a shotgun. Leftwich throws to the outside, juggled and dropped by Jimmy Smith. And it turned out to be okay because he was going to get tackled for a loss anyway.
Leftwich thought he could get the ball out there on one-on-one because the Patriots came in a blitz, and he just tried to get it out there quickly, get it to Jimmy Smith, and let him run with it. And of course, by the time he got it out there wasn't anything there.
So it would have taken a loss of a couple. It's second down and 10 now. 109 total yards for New England in the game, and 104 for the Jags. Alvin Pearman is in the game alongside Leftwich out of the gun. Here come the Patriots, and you've got a flag, and they were across the line. So now you've got the whistles, making sure that you don't go unabated to the quarterback.
It's
here.
against the Jaguars. I thought it was against Rosie Colvin because he sure got a good jump, and he pointed right away to the offense.
Start, number 69, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That second penalty on the rookie Khalif Barnes out of the University of Washington, who was their second-round draft choice.
And that's why Colvin was pointing at him, because that was the guy that he was rushing against. Colvin was rushing over Khalif Barnes. You see it now. He knows I want a little more help with this rush. Give me a little noise here, crowd, so that Barnes will jump again. Or maybe more importantly, get off the ball late so I can get by him.
Second down and 15.
Troy Brown is back in the dime.
Leftwich just had to swing it to the outside, and that is caught by Reggie Williams, and he gets taken down on the outside by Artrell Hawkins. 3rd and 4 now.
I think Leftwich is starting to knock a little rust off. You're away for so long, and in the speed of the game, you're not used to those things. And he didn't look like he was in the first quarter, and now he's starting to kind of pick it up. And he's been picking it up, but he's getting a pretty good feel here. His pass protection is pretty good. He's finding those open guys, using a lot of 4 wide receivers like this, spreading them out. And this is pretty effective.
Very much so. After the first 3 drives were 3 and out. On 3rd and 4, that pass is incomplete, intended for Ernest Wilford. Ellis Hobbs is there on the coverage, and it will be 4th down now, and we're looking at about a 36-yard field goal attempt.
Here's Ellis Hobbs. He has good position. He gets the inside position, and then he has it all the way down, and he just kind of forces Wilford right out of bounds. And then that ball has to be thrown between Hobbs and Wilford.
So Josh Scobie will now kick. It'll be about a 36-yard attempt. They'll spot it at the 26-yard line. Not much wind. Chris Hansen will hold it to try to shave the lead to 4. And the kick is just good with a capital J. Just inside the right upright.
I think that look there was a capital J look.
That was a capital J. That was thank you.
Good snap, good hold, and capital J right there.
Yeah. Ooh, almost a Gray's job.
It
too.
was a Gray's job, I think. Yeah, a kick that's that close to a kicker will make your eyes look like that.
Yeah. That's when you hit one off the tee, you think it's going out of bounds, and ooh, it just does stay in. Wild Card Saturday on ABC, brought to you by GMC Trucks and SUVs. We are professional grade. Budweiser Select, finally bold taste meets a clean finish. Expect everything. DirecTV, the new DirecTV Plus DVR lets you record, pause, and rewind live TV. And Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Bud Light providing the aerial coverage tonight. Foxborough, Massachusetts. 1:05 to play in the half. 7-3 New England.
Yeah, the Patriots have had really good field position, but other than that one touchdown, they haven't taken a lot of advantage of it.
Well, Brady tonight, 6 out of 14. Running game not much to speak of. Falk had one early burst. Corey Dillon has 5 carries for 14 yards. Scobie to kick off, and Ellis Hobbs to run it back.
I'm really impressed with these guys, the way they're disrupting Tom Brady.
Almost gets necktied, and then takes it to the 29-yard line, and that's where Brady will go to work with one timeout.
Yeah, we've been talking about disrupting Tom Brady and the rush on him, but look at this coverage. I mean, this is, they've just had these receivers plastered all night. You know, Tom Brady, as I said earlier, will find the open guy, but to be honest, there haven't been a lot of open guys for these Patriot wide receivers.
Again, skating under the radar all season long. Jags were 6th in the league in total defense, 6th in the league in points allowed. And so while nobody's looking, they're doing that, going 12-4, and are very much in this one as Brady throws over the middle, and that pass is incomplete. And again, nothing but white shirts surrounding the receiver, Deion Branch.
And I think that was a thing that Jack Del Rio knew coming in here, that, you know, that we're going to go after these guys, you know, that we're going to fight them, that we're going to play the whole game, that we do those kinds of things. I mean, they may get ahead, something may happen, but we just keep playing, just keep going, and that kind of is what this team is all about.
And they really proved that in spades during the regular season. It's underneath and it's caught by Falk, and he'll take it to midfield and get tackled up at the 50-yard line. Jacksonville trailed in 6 games this season at the half and won the 6 games that they trailed at the half to tie a league record.
Tom Brady's trying to go no huddle here, but he can't get his guys lined up.
He only has 1 timeout. The clock is down to 26 seconds. The ball is at the 50-yard line, and he has it knocked away. So you've got the sack fumble with Reggie Hayward knocking it loose, but Brady recovers, and the clock stops right now at 19 ticks. Timeout taken, their final one by New England. 7-3 as the Super Bowl champs have their hands full at Foxborough.
Look, here's the deal. When you talk about Geico.com, you want to communicate 3 things. Easy to use, no middleman, could save you hundreds on car insurance. Other than that, just sort of be personable, yeah? The old nice weather, innit? Cup of tea? That'd be lovely. How's your mum? Cheers. I'd stick with a small talk, mate. Theatrics might come across as a bit cheesy.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
At the 46-yard line now, the Patriots somehow trying to get into field goal range with 19 ticks and no timeouts. It's 2nd down and 14 at their own 46-yard line.
And I'm not one to say they can't do it with no timeout.
That's right. Not these guys. Brady's going deep, and Brady is a man open, and it goes through the hands of Deion Branch. They would have had a touchdown and not a field goal, and Deion Branch got out in front, and somehow to go through his hands, incomplete.
Oh, did he get out in front? We're talking about Tom Brady. If you get a guy open, he is going to find him. Deion Branch gets wide open right there. Tom Brady finds him, and it goes right through his hands. Oh.
That is dodging one.
Vinatieri on that one. He's getting ready to kick this. I don't have to kick a field goal. I'm going to kick an extra point.
Sure.
Nope, kicking nothing.
3rd down and 14. Brady's going to step up, moves those shoulders, and he's going to wind up going down with Darryl Smith on top of him, and that will end the half. And so the Jacksonville Jaguars come to town and make their presence felt. New England leading 7-3 at the half. To New York we go now, and Chris Berman.
All right, Al, thank you very much. So, again, points at a premium in this game. Hello once again, everybody, with Steve Young and Michael Irvin and Tom Jackson. We'll be back to talk about this game, the first game, and when Washington won on the road at Tampa Bay, the reaction to the Sean Taylor spitting incident. 7-3, the Patriots lead the Jaguars. We'll be back with Alexa's halftime show after this message from the NFL and a word from our ABC station.
If I was a Super Bowl legend, I'd be one of the guys telling the current players congratulations, but stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize. If I was a Super Bowl legend, I'd tell you that whatever you did during the regular season means nothing right now. Zip, nada, zilch. It's 0-0, no score, and everything to play for. Right now, the only thing that anyone cares about is who's going to be the next legend, who's going to put that ring on their finger. That's what I'd say if I was a Super Bowl legend. But I'm not. Who's going to be? Follow the road.
Mark my words, with Randy Moss at the pitcher, it's going to be smooth sailing for the Minnesota Vikings.
Listen, I love the Bears, but we're not winning 3 games this year.
Chad Johnson. Never heard of him.
Man, that Drew Rosenhaus, that guy knows how to manage his athletes. This guy's money. I know, right? I wish he was my agent. Check this out, I wrote this.
The first thing I do is fire Mike Holmgren.
Thursday.
Lollipop!
Meet the family.
You want one of your pills?
That puts the fun
Would you stop with the pills? She's doing great.
That's because I'm on pills.
in dysfunctional.
You're obviously feeling some anger.
Jane Curtin, William Devane, and Fred Savage. An insane new comedy.
Tobey Maguire wants to star in my next movie.
I just nailed a chick in the freezer. I win.
Inspired by a true story. Crumbs. New series premiere Thursday at 9:30, 8:30 Central, only on ABC.
What is Budweiser? It's bright, the look of perfection. It's crisp, with ideal flavor. It's clean, for a great finish. It's pure, made with the finest all-natural ingredients.
This is Budweiser. This is clean. Budweiser. The king is here. This is
Budweiser. This is beer.
The savings add up with delicious choices from McDonald's featuring great tastes that satisfy your craving morning, noon, or night.
The power of Titan and AccuWeather on ABC Action News.
The Lexus Halftime Show, brought to you by Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection. Here now, Chris Berman.
Hello once again, everybody. 7-3, the Patriots on a chilly night in Foxborough, leading Jacksonville, hanging right in there. Our first game in Tampa, Washington got 2 touchdowns off turnovers in the first quarter. Already Arrington's interception set up a Portis touchdown. Then Marcus Washington recovers a fumble. And then Sean Taylor recovers his fumble. 51 yards, they're gone, and it's 14-0 Skins. 17-3 the Redskins on the road at the half. Sean Taylor flagged, thrown out of the game, spitting in Michael Pittman's face. Ejected from the game, even though you saw Pittman and the Bucs make the shove. Now it's 17-10. The Redskins have held on 4th and 1 once, but this time they don't hold. It's a touchdown to Edel Shepard. Chris Sims hits him, but he can't quite hold on. John Gruden challenges his final challenge of the game, but he did not come down with the ball. Another interception by Washington late, and Joe Gibbs now 17-5 in the postseason as the Redskins beat Tampa Bay by the count of 17-10, despite the fact that they had 120 yards of total offense, the lowest for any winning team in the playoffs. As for Sean Taylor, he did not speak to the media after the game. His defensive coordinator, Greg Williams, did.
And after the ball game, I did talk with him. You know, he said that they got into a verbal match going back and forth. He said nothing, you know, he did not spit on him. That's what he told me, and I believe him. And because I will tell you this, I love the kid. The kid is got a great heart behind the scenes. He's a tremendous competitor, and there's no other free safety in the National Football League that I'd rather coach than him.
Yeah, he said, she said, he was flagged. The referee was right there. He was ejected from that game. Let's go to our NFL guru, if you will, Chris Mortensen. And Mort, looking forward to the Skins' next week playoff game Saturday at Seattle. Could Taylor be out for that, too, off the suspension?
Chris, the league has no official comment right now. They're going to review this incident, but he almost certainly will not be suspended for the Seahawks game. The league, for competitive reasons and obvious reasons, they're usually very reluctant to take a player off the field under these type of circumstances. They will look at a player's personal history. And while Sean Taylor is not regarded as a saint, I would say he's likely to face a substantial fine, but no suspension for the Seahawks game, Chris.
All right, Mort, thank you. Well, let's go back on this game, Steve, and you were huffing and puffing, weren't you?
Well, it's just hard to watch an offense like the Washington Redskins sit on a lead like that. But look, your defense comes into town on the road, they're going to have to pack it the rest of the playoffs, and they hold a team to 10 points and 2 turnovers. They can win any game, and that includes this week in Seattle.
And not only that, your defense gives you 14 points, and I'm surprised the way they held Joey Galloway without Sean Springs. Joey Galloway only 7 catches, 69 yards, less than 10 yards per catch.
Yeah, but you put a forward spin on this. I think if you're the Washington Redskins, you've got to get more than 53 yards out of Clinton Portis, and you've got to get better than 7 of 15 for 41 yards out of your quarterback.
Tom, 120 yards.
I know.
It's hard to slice that up any better.
No, however you slice it, they've won 6 in a row now, and they beat Seattle back in week 4, 20-17 in overtime. Tom Brady to Troy Brown, and Patriots lead at 7-3. We'll be back.
Gas meets electric. High performance meets low emissions. You can drive 2 cars, or 1 without compromise. Introducing the luxury hybrid, the Lexus RX 400h. Gives more to the driver, takes less from the world.
Sunday, the best night on TV is back, and it's all new. First, a makeover so big we needed 2 buses to reveal it. New Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Then,
Oh my God!
one little kiss will tear a neighborhood apart.
I sense a little tension.
An all-new Desperate Housewives and an entire hit series in 1 hour.
Yes!
Everything you need to get up to speed.
Somebody's detained me!
In a new Grey's Anatomy special. It all starts Sunday at 8, 7 Central after a new Funniest Videos, only on ABC.
Well, 7-3. New England leads Jacksonville, and statistically, fellas, Byron Leftwich, you're playing better than Tom Brady. If you will. That was the big question, Leftwich or Garrard. Stay with Leftwich?
Oh, no doubt, Boom. You stay with Leftwich right here. He's 11 for 15, 101 yards right now, and he's making all of the throws.
And now you know why they've beaten the Colts. I mean, the Colts are getting them in trouble. The Bengals, Seahawks, they give you a big bear hug, biggest team in the league.
Jags defense playing just like I thought they would play.
Well,
putting pressure on the
Patriots
QB.
have yet to kick it in offensively. A low-scoring game as we thought. Eugene Wilson with a big hit forcing a turnover. Second half coming up from Foxborough. Enjoy.
Building the fastest car in its class doesn't mean leaving intelligence, beauty, and control behind. Introducing the all-new 306 horsepower IS from Lexus.
The Lexus Halftime Show, brought to you by Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection. We'll return with the second half after this from our ABC stations.
Emmy-winning Boston Legal brings in the new year with one of our most beloved actors. Michael J. Fox returns to television for a powerful performance in his extraordinary career. An all-new Boston Legal, Tuesday, 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
The Bachelor in Paris, season premiere, Monday, 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
Tonight after the game, a heartbreaking playoff loss for the Buccaneers. Hear what Coach John Gruden, the players, and fans had to say. Plus, we'll take a look ahead to the team's chances next year. Good evening, I'm Serena Fazan. Also after the game, why investigators are thanking this Bay Area man for an arrest they made in the murder of a 13-year-old.
And it's going to be even colder tonight than it was last night. I'll show you how low temperatures will go tonight after the game.
We all know how the story goes. Cinderella is supposed to be home by midnight. Girls aren't supposed to play with boys. And lightning's not supposed to strike twice. Small's not supposed to beat big. Those who are down aren't supposed to rise up. And curses, they're not supposed to be broken. But if it all went down like it's supposed to, why would anybody play?
Sometimes the overwhelming urge to run, sprint, fly to Arby's comes over me. Sometimes it's like a tap on the shoulder, like, hey, buddy boy, guess what's for lunch today? And then sometimes it's like, wham! Get in the car, pal, you're hungry.
He's thinking Arby's new bacon, beef, and cheddar. Juicy, freshly sliced roast beef, thick-cut pepper bacon, and melted cheddar on a toasted onion bun.
When you gotta have Arby's, you don't ask why. You're just glad you're saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
She's looking to hire the right person for the job. She's looking to find the right job. You need classifieds, because the answer might be right in front of you. You just have to know where to look. Classifieds in the Tampa Tribune. Find what you need in your life.
This is your ABC Action News Station, taking action for you.
We are set for this AFC wild card. Well, Michaels, John Madden, and Michelle Tafoya, most wins in one season, trailing at the half. Carolina, in its second year in the league, 96, when they went to the NFC Championship game, won 6, as did Jacksonville this season. But New England at home in the regular season, 23 consecutive wins when leading at the half. So New England has that going for them. They know how to protect the lead. Jacksonville, of course, knows how to come from behind. They've proven that. But the Patriots know they have their hands full, the way Leftwich especially played in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think they just let Jacksonville kind of hang in there because the Patriots had great field position and they didn't get any points. And the whole first half, they just have 7 points. And Jacksonville, part of it was their defense. I mean, the defensive front and their coverage, I think, played great in this first half. And then I think towards the end of the half, Byron Leftwich became more and more comfortable.
After starting out and looking rusty, 3 and out on the first 3 series, and then a fumble, all of a sudden pitching with some effectiveness, even though they did not score a touchdown. Got an end of the half field goal to make it 7-3. Jacksonville will get the ball. Vinatieri will kick off. Derek Winbush, rookie from Fort Valley State, is ready to run it back. And here we go in the third quarter from Massachusetts. A little confusion there, and it is dropped. That's Rich Alexis, who's in front of Winbush, who picks it up and then gets spun down at the 21-yard line by Andre Davis. And we check in with Michelle.
Al, I tried to talk with Bill Belichick at halftime. I wanted to ask him, and I did ask him, what are the odds Teddy Bruschi will play in this game? He refused to answer the question. He refused any comment. Jack Del Rio, on the other hand, was more than happy to speak with me. He was very frustrated. Apparently, his coach-to-quarterback communication system is breaking down what he says are key moments in the game. It's cost his team penalties, among other things. He wants the NFL to look into it. He says he's very disappointed, Al.
Very interesting. Chad Brown is now in the linebacker spot that would normally be occupied by Bruschi, and Leftwich throws, and that pass is caught by Mac Jones, the big 6'6" ex-college quarterback, for a gain of 12. Take a look at these numbers now. In the third quarter, something kicks in for Byron Leftwich. Look at that pass rating. That's the highest in the NFL in 14 years. He has been phenomenal in the third quarter. And we're in the third quarter.
Well, you can just kind of get that feeling that, you know, early in the first quarter, a little rusty, and then got more comfortable in the second. Then you get your halftime adjustments and come out, and then we're going to see what goes now.
Little shovel pass, and that's incomplete, intended for Kyle Brady, the tight end. It'll be second down and 10.
But I know one thing, that the pass protection for Leftwich has gotten better. I think that the offensive line has calmed down this Patriot defense, and they're giving Leftwich more time to throw the ball. And doesn't it look like if the Jaguars are going to win, that he's going to have to win it, because they can't run the ball, or they're not running the ball, and they just seem to be putting the whole thing in his hands, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, rushing yardage tonight just 24 yards for Jacksonville on 8 totes. And that pass is thrown behind Alvin Pearman, and he reaches back, and he can't hold on because it is Chad Brown who comes in there to knock it away.
You just say Teddy Bruschi, you know, that's his normal position. They started Monty Beisel there, and now they bring in Chad Brown. And Chad Brown, remember when he was at Pittsburgh, and then when he first went to Seattle, he was a heck of an outside linebacker. He was like a McGinnis and a Colvin and a pass rusher type of guy. And here with the Patriots, he's had to become an inside linebacker. He's still making the adjustment to coverage.
Third down and 10, all-out blitz. Here they come. Leftwich hangs in there, and then a good defensive play made by Samuel. Asante Samuel out on the island with Jimmy Smith. Pressure put on Leftwich. Incomplete pass. 4th and 10.
I'll tell you, Asante Samuel had to make that play because, like you said, Al, they bring the house here, which means what? That you have a zero coverage, that you have man-to-man with no one free in the middle. And that's what Jimmy Smith is looking for. I mean, he sees that. He thinks that he can get that inside, and he just has to run away from Asante Samuel. With no safety in there, he could have gone deeper.
Samuel doing it despite losing his balance momentarily. Tim Dwight back to receive this Hansen kick. Good angle kick, affording no opportunity for a run back, and it's out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Early third quarter. Here comes Brady. Patriots lead by 4.
Andrew just installed a webcam so I can watch Dottie all day long. Come check it out. All right. It's really cool.
Oh, she's so precious. Oh. Oh, that's not Dottie.
Oh, the hair. Oh.
Want to get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines Internet specials, you can fly to 61 destinations coast to coast for just $49 to $159. Purchased by January 23rd.
You are now free to move about the country.
Really good time tonight.
Me too.
Smell great longer, stay out later with new Red Zone After Hours body spray.
Have a nice day, ladies. Good morning, Mr. Fisher. Good morning, Mr. Ryan. Good morning, Miss Keaton. Good night, Mr. Morgan.
Smell great longer, stay out later with new Red Zone After Hours body spray.
The first female president is going to make a decision.
One of our subs is in trouble.
That could lead to World War III.
Watch your back.
How the hell did they find out?
Commander-in-Chief. A powerful new year begins Tuesday, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Well, Michelle reported that Jack Del Rio was very upset about the coach-to-quarterback communication. Wanted the league to look into it, so you've got a representative of the company that provides this down there. Doing whatever, I don't know. I'm sure the Jaguars probably think it's a nefarious plot. Corey Dillon takes it to the 20-yard line. It'll be second down and 9. But at least you can call and get some service, which is something that, you know, normally doesn't happen very often at home. As we take a look at the Patriots star track right there. Brady, very ordinary numbers. Dillon, just 14 yards. And Deion Branch, key receiver, 1 catch, and then the one that would have been a touchdown went through his hands. Second down and 9 from the 20 out of the shotgun. Pressure put on, but he gets it off, and it's caught by Branch, his second grab of the evening, and he takes it up to the 36-yard line. He's tackled there by Grant.
This is what Tom Brady likes to do. You just kind of, spread your offense out, which spreads their defense out. Then you get them, get your offense to run deep, then bring a guy delayed underneath and just pop that guy.
Matt Dillon. Corey, who didn't start the game, got in several minutes into the first quarter, up to the 39-yard line.
He has one sock down and one sock up, but he doesn't look like he's pounding it in there. I mean, he just looked like, like he's not going to move the pile or anything. I mean, he's a little tentative, and maybe there's no hole there either. I mean, it's tough to run inside against this defense, but he's not just firing that thing in there either.
No, the Patriots clearly expect more than a 3.5 yard per carry average. Question is, how healthy is he? Second down and 7 from the 39-yard line, and you now have a timeout taken by Brady. 7-3 Patriots.
The new 265 horsepower Nissan Maxima.
See dollars in a whole new way with Wendy's Super Value Menu delicious 99-cent choices.
There you go.
75 Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers?
Like the famous Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, Crispy Chicken Nuggets, or our new Junior Barbecue Cheeseburger. Do Wendy's, and for 99 cents, do what tastes right.
Still refreshing football fans everywhere. Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the Super Bowl.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
We will be to the game itself, Super Bowl 40, right here on ABC.
It's interesting. The Jaguar defense lately has been using a three-man line, a 3-3 nickel.
And right now, against the Jaguar defense, they send Dillon into the middle, and he doesn't get very much, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, I know what the Patriots are thinking. If they're going to do that, use a 3-man line and just 3 linebackers with 5 defensive backs, let's run them out of it. And that's what they're trying to do. See, here's the 1, 2, the 3 defensive linemen, the 3 linebackers, and they run right into it, but there's 5 Jaguar defenders right there.
At the 40-yard line with 11 and a half to play in the period in a 7-3 game. Brady out of the shotgun. Stepping up. Gunning it. Caught at the 45-yard line by the tight end, Ben Watson. Good coverage by Gerald Sensabaugh, the rookie from North Carolina, right there with him, but the tight end wrestles it away for a 1st down on a 3rd and 6.
And that was a good adjustment by Ben Watson, because you're going to see the ball is a little behind him. See, he gets good separation there, but the ball is at his back shoulder. And again, Brady usually throws at his shoulder, but he should have thrown that one at his left shoulder.
Kevin Falk now the running back. Kevin Falk is the ball carrier. That's a gain of 5. Linebacker Darrell Smith makes the tackle. Call it 6 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 4.
I was talking to Tom Brady the other day about playoffs, and he says, you know, I focus more in the playoffs. I said, how the heck you focus more than you focus? I mean, Tom Brady is one of the most focused guys that I've ever seen. And I don't know how you put more focus on top of focus. He says he does. He just says he eliminates every other part of his life during the playoffs.
Focus plus, focus squared. 2nd down and 4. And here's Falk close to a first down. He's also about as smart as they come.
You know, Tom Brady was talking the other day about, you know, how these tall defensive linemen, they were worried about, you know, getting their hands up. So they had the defensive linemen hold these paddles here. And they would, Bill Belichick showed me tonight the pictures of the practice, and the defensive linemen would just rush. They get down and they'd rush and just put the paddle up and make Tom Brady throw over these paddles.
So as if Stroud and Henderson aren't big enough, right?
That's right. So he made these paddles become Stroud and Henderson.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Swings it to the outside. Brady, of course, this week wanted to take some of the pressure off. He knew everybody would say, oh, Jacksonville's going to say they have no respect. So he said, well, wait a second, we're the team with no respect. But he knew what he was doing. I mean, first of all, the respect thing is so ridiculous in sports. Most of the athletes who complain the most about respect are the guys who, for respect, it's a one-way street. And, you know, the fans who say, oh, we don't get any respect are the first to flip you off in the parking lot. I mean, it's so crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
This respect thing, it's ridiculous.
It is, and the way to get respect is you just go win games and keep going on, and you get to Super Bowls and win Super Bowls, and then you have the ultimate respect.
Snap goes to Falk, and then he gives it to Andre Davis, and Davis will pick up a first down. So Bill Belichick going to a trick play here, something they have used in the past, snapping it to the running back, giving it to the end on the end around and picking up a first.
Watch what Tom Brady does on this play. He just acts like the ball's going over his head. You see, he just fakes like, oh, it was a high pitch and went over his head. Then he turned quickly to become a blocker. Now, not a great block, but he did get out there in front and try. You see, first he faked like it was a high snap. Then he got out there to become the lead blocker. Didn't quite get there.
And then Corey Dillon breaks a tackle in the backfield and turns about a 3-yard loss into a 1-yard gain. When Paul Spicer, and of course Spicer is wearing that club, could not wrap him up.
Yeah, we showed Spicer, and then Mike Peterson, their middle linebacker, is also wearing a cast.
It's Peterson, the ex-Colt, and he's been a tremendous addition over the past couple of years for the Jaguars, and there is his.
Yeah, his is on the right. See, he tried to make a street move. He made like he had one on both wrists so that they didn't know which one it was. It's a right.
2nd down and 9, ball at the 20-yard line. 8 minutes remaining in the period. That is caught. And then the ball is loose. Watson loses it, but Davis is there, and Davis is able to cover it up at the 3-yard line. Big break when Mike Peterson got there and was able to knock the ball loose from Watson. But Davis is right there and picks up the fumble at the 3-yard line.
Here it is right here. Watson makes the catch. Now watch Peterson come in there, and just as he goes to make the tackle, he gets his left hand in and knocks the ball out. Big break for the Patriots.
1st down and goal at the 3. Drive started back at their own 19. Play fake to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, David Givens. yards in 12 plays to go up 13-3.
Here's David Givens here. He's going to come in motion, and it was a great play fake because you could just see that whole Jaguar defense step up, and Tom Brady could just throw it to the end line. But the thing that made that play possible was a play-action fake. It was a great play fake.
beats Rasheem Mathis for David Givens. That's 6 straight postseason games with a touchdown reception. Adam Vinatieri for the extra point. 7:13 remaining in the third. New England with some breathing room. 14-3.
Want to get a lot of people looking at your car? Then list it at the #1 place people look for cars. Autotrader.com. It's the best place for your car to get noticed by serious car buyers. Autotrader.com, the smarter place to buy and sell a car.
Oh, that's a keeper.
Yeah, oh yeah. Screensaver.
Wait, you gotta see this one. Look.
Look at him standing on his hind legs, ready to pounce. Who knew woodchucks would attack like that? It's like a brown furry missile coming right at you.
Tell better stories in the 270 horsepower, 7-passenger Nissan Pathfinder.
ABC is giving you 2 reasons to love Mondays.
Hi.
All head over heels with Heather Graham and Emily's Reasons Why Not.
Cast out your gyno.
It's like giving Willy Wonka a chocolate bar for Christmas.
And Feel the Love.
Wah, wah, you're breaking my...
With John Stamos and Jake in Progress.
We're going out. We're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
University of Michigan.
Wolverines, baby.
6 for 5, dog.
Why are we talking like this?
Romance and fun are back. It all starts Monday at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Wildcard Saturday on ABC, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Autotrader.com, the smarter place to buy and sell a car. Nissan, inviting you to shift the way you move through the world. And Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. 14-3, Patriots on top. Winner of this game will go to either Indianapolis or Denver. That's dependent on the outcome of tomorrow's Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game. Derek Wimbush will run back the kick. Vinatieri's boot low, fielded by the rookie at the 9-yard line. Back he comes to the 31. There's a scuffle here, and back we go to the New England touchdown, and Brady off play action is just off the charts.
Yeah, he was 5 for 5 on that drive, but watch what this play action does to this defense. Right here, good play action. It sucks the whole defense, safeties and everyone up here so that Givens can get to the back of the end zone. We see that whole defense is up there, and it's an easy throw for Tom Brady to Givens.
All opposing coaches talk about Brady and play action. He had a 143 pass rating off play action this year, which is phenomenal. Perfect is 158. That pass is not perfect. Reggie Williams looks at it at his feet. It will be 2nd down and 10. So when Brady goes to that play fake, and if you have the running game going and all of that, take a look at that. Even though he only used it 11% of the time this season, so only about 1 every 9 passes was thrown off a play fake. But when he threw it off a play fake, tremendous.
But you know where he throws a lot of them this year? It's down there on the goal line in this area here. Remember the 2 against the Jets that he threw to Vrabel? It's the same type of thing, because on the goal line you have to sell out. And the minute you see that run, you have to sell out to that run.
Leftwich under pressure. Gets it away. Caught by Brady, but he'll go nowhere. Loss of a couple.
That's the thing about Byron Leftwich. He is so big and strong that he can hang in there, and even when the rusher gets there, he can still get rid of the ball and get it to his receiver. Well, that one didn't do him much good, did it?
6.5 to play in the third quarter.
Jacksonville has 6 straight passes to start this second half. So, like I said, you just kind of had the feeling that they were putting their offense in Leftwich's hands, and he's either going to win it by throwing it or not win it.
Here comes the 7th on 3rd down and 9. If he can get it away, and he does, and it is dropped. He had Jimmy Smith, of all guys, who almost never drops one. And Jimmy Smith will go to the bench, and in comes the punting group.
Now, what if Jimmy Smith thought the play was over? Because Byron Leftwich does buy some time. Jimmy Smith probably expects the ball right here. And then, no, I mean, there's no excuse for that. I'm trying to make an excuse for Jimmy Smith, but there's no excuse. He started inside, ran an option route to the outside. The ball was right there. He just dropped it.
The second drop of the night. Hansen angles the kick toward the near sideline. Taken in by Dwight at the 25-yard line. Dwight circling around. Finds very little room. Takes it to the 28, and Brady will go back to work. With a little under 6 minutes to play in the third quarter in Foxborough, and the Patriots leading the Jaguars 14-3.
Ride in the car, take me ride in the car, take you ride in the car. I want to go ride in the car. Engine it go, engine it go. Turn my keys, step on the starter. I'm gonna run you home again. I'm gonna run you home again. I'm gonna run you home again. Take me ride in the car.
And still refreshing football fans everywhere. Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the Super Bowl.
We have 11 Palestinian names. Each had a hand in planning Munich. We want them dead.
Time magazine calls Munich Steven Spielberg's boldest feat yet. Spectacularly gripping. 2 thumbs way up. Munich. Rated R. Now playing.
Byron Leftwich making his first postseason start. Tom Brady making his 10th. So, you know, at first glance, you think, well, that's a mismatch. Funny, though, in the Super Bowl era, beginning in the 1966 season through the present, a quarterback making his first start facing a quarterback with 10 or more and a Super Bowl win, and that would be Brady. The guy making his first start has won 9, and the stud has won 4. Go figure.
If I had my choice, though, I'd always take the stud.
Yes, you would.
Give me Tom Brady, and I'll let you take who you want.
That's one of those real aberrations. Deke Cooper now comes in at safety. Sensabaugh is out of the lineup on first down from the 29-yard line.
The Jaguars have gone back to their 4-man line.
Here's Corey Dillon. Dillon picks up 6. Just to follow through on what we were talking about with that aberration in the history of the playoffs. You go back to, for instance, Vince Ferragamo beat Roger Staubach in a playoff game in '79. Wade Wilson over Joe Montana back in 1987. Minnesota beating San Francisco. Kerry Collins over Troy Aikman back in '96. Carolina. And then Michael Vick and Brett Favre in Green Bay in a game we remember very well back in 2002. Now Dillon that time with the type of running they've come to expect, and the crowd saluting him for that second effort because that picks up a first down.
Dillon looks like he's running mad, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he has a little chip on his shoulder. In fact, he says he has a chip on his shoulder, but it looks like on that run right there, he was playing with it. Because he just takes his right shoulder and just jams it in there and then makes a spin and comes out of it and takes 3 or 4 more guys on before he gets that first down. Now that's pounding it in there.
Dillon 11 carries, 31 yards. But back-to-back carries for a first down. 4.5 to go in the period. Brady out of the gun, under pressure, has that one deflected. Pressure put. I think Stroud was the guy who got a hand on it. It'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, you'll see Marcus Stroud. He's going to go around Stephen Neal right here. Right here he is. But it looks like Neal had the inside guy. See, he started on Stroud, then saw that linebackers because they had 2 linebackers coming up the middle. So he let Stroud go to the outside to come back in to get that inside linebacker.
And he did it without a racquetball paddle, too. Second down.
Stroud is a racquetball paddle.
Let himself draw, fault. And you got a penalty.
I'll say this for this Jaguar defense, there's not much running in there. I mean, you can say that the backs aren't running in there hard, or they're not doing this, or they're not. There's not many holes in there either.
Holding number 77, offense, 10-yard penalty. It's still second down.
Looking to Kazir, the left tackle, taking the spot of the injured reserve Matt Light, who has been their mainstay at left tackle during the Super Bowl era.
You know, sometimes those tackles have a tough time because the defensive tackles, the inside guys of the Jaguars, are so good that all the attention, gets inside, and they kind of leave those offensive tackles on an island, and it's tough playing on an island.
The second holding call tonight. 2nd and 20. Fake the end around, swing it back on the screen to Falk. Gain of 7. It'll be 3rd down and 13 upcoming. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, you're talking about Jack Del Rio and this defensive team. Jack Del Rio was the linebackers coach for Baltimore when Ray Lewis was the MVP of Super Bowl 35 and when he was the defensive player of the year in the NFL. I spoke with Ray Lewis and he said Jack Del Rio has such passion, such a fire. He's such a fighter. He knew he wouldn't be an assistant long. He knew he was on the fast track to becoming a head coach. And sure enough, here he is. Ray Lewis said, he took me from a great player to a great player who could lead, guys.
3rd year at Jacksonville, and he's done a magnificent job. Almost got into the playoffs last year. 12-4 this year. Blitz picked up, pass caught. Watson's going to break a couple of tackles and get the first down and get a lot more because he is still inbounds. He is inside the 20. He's inside the 10, and that's a touchdown for the Patriots. They went from having the punt to picking up the first down to getting a touchdown.
Hey, one thing the Patriots have done in this second half is they've worked on the linebackers. They started earlier trying to work on the corners, and that didn't work. This is against the linebackers. And I'll tell you, you just keep going. You just keep working. That's exactly what Ben Watson does here. Instead of going down when they go to tackle, he just spins, gets to the outside, and then makes a cut back to the inside. That's just desire of wanting to stay up, and there's no way they're going to get you to the ground.
Peterson couldn't get him down. Grant couldn't get him down. Sensible had a chance. Couldn't wrap him up, and it's a touchdown. Vinatieri to tack on the extra point with 3:03 left in the 3rd. Huge play. 21-3.
Going to Phoenix.
There's an exciting new sound in travel. Everybody's downloading the Southwest Ding. Enter the Ding and Win sweepstakes at Southwest.com to win 2 free tickets a week for an entire year.
You are now free to move about the country.
As Team Mom, my mom always watches what we eat and encourages us to eat our Campbell's Chunky Soup. Like new Chunky Fajita Steak.
Eat up those big chunks of steak.
She's also very encouraging from the sidelines.
When you're feeding, don't stop.
New Campbell's Chunky Fajita Soups fill you up right.
Have you guys seen my easy button?
You can use mine.
Use your easy button to find my easy button?
Won't that, like, tear a hole in the universe?
What's the worst that could happen?
That's the worst that could happen.
Just hit it.
Okay.
See, there it is.
Where's Steve?
Want to get organized this year? From filing and storage to security and tax software, Staples has everything you need. Staples, that was easy.
So you guys want to hear what happened last night with me and the kindergarten teacher? I got the second base.
Second base? Oh, I hope you took the retainer out first. Jake in Progress premieres Monday, 9:30, 8:30 Central, only on ABC.
A 63-yard play for a touchdown on a 3rd and 13. 3 missed tackles along the way. Kickoff to the 10. Derek Wimbush breaks it out to the 38-yard line. And back we go.
You know, we were talking about Mike Peterson and having a cast on his arm, and watch what happens here when we see Ben Watson catch his pass. Now watch Peterson. He's number 54 right there. Now watch him when he tries to come and tackle. You see with this right hand here in the cast, he can't grab. And Ben Watson just spins right out of it and then breaks another tackle and then goes down the sideline. But you can play with the cast, but you can't always play effectively. That's what the Patriots are doing in the second half. They're working on the linebackers of the Jaguars.
Inside handoff to Fred Taylor up to the 45-yard line. 2:45 left in the third.
I mean, Mike Peterson's a tough guy, you know, and he's out there playing, but what they're doing is they're getting one way or another, you know, whether it's a blitz or whatever. Tom Brady is looking for the guy that's on the linebacker and getting the ball to them.
Brady with 3 touchdown passes tonight. To 3 different receivers. That's typical. Leftwich gets out of trouble. He's going to run for the first down. Looks around. And Leftwich will go down at the 37-yard line.
You know, it's interesting, Al, when you said he looks around, you look behind him. You know, most times when you look around, you're looking, you know, in front of you, and you're looking at your periphery. But here, he breaks it because he's so strong, pumps the ball here, starts to run. Now he looks behind him to see what's back there, and he knows that he can get this far and stumble before he has to fall, but he had a first down.
Hearing footsteps, 18-yard gain.
That's when you know you can't run. When you're out in front, you look back, you know you can't run.
Something's gaining on you. Or at least you think it. Somebody's gaining on you. As Willie McGinnis gets the sack, and Jarvis Green is there as well, number 97.
Willie McGinnis is still something special. You know, a few years ago, they were going to spot him and say that he won't play all the time, but now he plays every down, and he's so effective. I mean, doesn't he seem like a guy that when you need a big pass rush in a game over the years, it always comes from that side and from Willie McGinnis?
And he shows up at the most opportune times.
He has a lot of championship rings, that guy, and he deserved it. I mean, he earned a lot of championship rings.
17th postseason game for him as Leftwich swings it to the outside, and Reggie Williams is forced out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and long to come.
You know, a lot of times you don't think about that. These guys that play and, you know, win 3 out of the last 4 Super Bowls, they played more football games than anyone else. They've coached more than anyone else. They have a shorter off season than anyone else.
They all show up in camp at the same time, but some of these guys aren't done until after Hawaii, because a lot of them go to the Pro Bowl too.
Right, but I would take the hard work, and I would take the championships, I'll guarantee you. I'd much rather have a championship than time off.
Oh yeah. Plenty of guys are off right now. 3rd down and 9, and they give the ball to Alvin Pearman on a 3rd and 9, taking it to the 31 as the clock ticks down. Under 20 seconds remaining now in the 3rd period. And Del Rio's team down by 18, and you have to go for it here. You're down by 18. You have 15 minutes left in the game. Leftwich will come to the bench as the clock will wind down, and we will start the 4th quarter in Foxborough. At the end of 3, it's New England 21, Jacksonville 3. Wild Card Saturday continues after this message from our ABC stations.
This time of year, everyone wants to get in shape. Subway restaurants can help. With their new Fresh Resolutions Instant Win Game, you can win thousands of great prizes, like a 1-year Bally Total Fitness membership for 4. The more you come in, the more chances you have to win. And with 8 delicious subs with 6 grams of fat or less, what have you got to lose? Bye-bye burgers.
On February 5th, 2006, the biggest game in the world just got a bigger bang.
Don't be boxed in by a bad wireless phone plan, trapped in a contract without enough minutes. Let Metro PCS set you free with unlimited local and long distance for just $40 a month and no contract. Metro PCS. Hello. Permission to speak freely.
Get your LG 3200 at any Metro PCS store or authorized dealer. Networked by Lucent Technologies.
The savings add up with delicious choices from McDonald's featuring great tastes that satisfy your craving morning, noon, or night.
The power of Titan and AccuWeather on ABC Action News.
Fourth quarter, Al Michaels, John Madden, Michelle Tafoya. John, what's the call on 4th and 5, you think?
Well, they have 4 wide receivers in there, and I know that Jimmy Smith is their guy, so I would think if there's any way that they can get any type of coverage to Jimmy Smith, they go to him.
And they will go instead to Asante Samuel, who intercepts it, and he'll beat Leftwich, who hobbles over toward the sideline. Touchdown, New England. A 73-yard interception return. Owner Robert Kraft. The crowd is roaring, and the New England Patriots are taking another step on the road to what they hope will be a 3rd Super Bowl title in a row.
You know, and that's just Patriot defense. Show you something, bait you into throwing that ball, getting the jump on it.
Samuel started 15 games this season in that depleted secondary. Vinatieri adds the point after 14 seconds into the final quarter.
You know, watching Bill Belichick and his team practice, they do so many things with disguise. Now watch Asante Samuel. He's the outside guy here. So he is going to show you one thing. He's going to show you that he's going to take man-to-man coverage there. Then he lets it go, and it's a cover 2, and it's a zone, and then he waits for that out coming there. So they disguise it, show you one thing, look like he's starting to run with that up, stop, let it go, and then come back for the out coming out towards him. Those are the types of things that they do better than anyone else. And as I was saying, when you go to practice, you see him do this. I mean, bait him, show him something, show him that, but give him this.
Starts out covering Wolford, winds up covering Reggie Williams, the intended receiver, and Eric Mangini, who is in effect the defensive coordinator. And remember, Romeo Crennel had that job for years now at Cleveland. Belichick, the defensive genius in his own right, and the D has just about cemented it here.
Well, you know, we always talk about great calls on offense, and the offensive coordinator, quarterback made a great read and a great call. That was a great defensive call, and that's what Mangini and Belichick were all about there. And all Leftwich can do.
Wimbush to the 30-yard line. Michael Stone makes the tackle there. Leftwich will go back to work. But down 28-3 with 14.5 to play. Patriots with a lot of streaks. 9 straight wins, tied for the most in NFL postseason history. So they're on their way to a 10th. No team has won 3 straight Super Bowls. Brady, of course, with a win tonight, goes to 10-0. He would break a tie with Bart Starr, given 6 straight games in postseason with a TD reception. He got that tonight. Only Stallworth is ahead of him with 8. John, the Hall of Famer of the Pittsburgh Steelers, as Matt Jones makes the catch, and that's a first down up at the 42-yard line.
Can't you see why every team in the AFC is thinking that I don't think we want to play the Patriots? I mean, just because they know how to win. I don't think tonight is the best football that they've played in a long time or the best team that I've ever seen the Patriots play, but they just know how to win.
Exactly. Resilient. Doesn't matter what happens to them, and you still have that guy, and when you have that guy, you have a chance.
Yeah, and then, you know, and they got to him early, and they kind of did disrupt him, and it got him off balance, but he just hung in there and kept chopping wood and came back and chopped their heads off.
So Robert Kraft, and our congratulations to Bob, because he won a major award given by the NCAA, the Theodore Roosevelt Award, as Leftwich throws, and then it's caught. Ernest Wolford making the catch. Theodore Roosevelt Award by the NCAA. I mean, through the years, you have a lot of big-time people who have won that, who've gone on to great things in life. Bob Dole, John Wooden, Rayford Johnson. And there it is. Roger Staubach won it. Eunice Kennedy Shriver, Alan Page, now on the Minnesota Supreme Court, former Viking, and that is incomplete into triple coverage as Matt Jones can't haul it in.
Yeah, I think the thing is the Jaguars played such good defense early, but as we said, their defense has to play well, and in playing well, they have to get some turnovers and maybe score some points. They played well, but they didn't get the turnovers and score the points. That's the only way I could see them having a chance to win this game.
Hung in there in the first half. Well, you know, if you're the home team and you have a turnover advantage, you're going to win. 76-4 since the 1990 postseason when they went to 12 teams in the playoffs. 2nd and 10. Caught by Jones. Flag down. Of course, with the seedings the way they are right now, the home team will have an advantage anyway, and Leftwich comes up gimpy because you're seeded higher. But then you combine that with a turnover advantage. That's why you're 76-4.
Illegal shift. 2-man movement on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
You know, and then usually good teams don't do dumb things, and they don't have to press because, you know, they'll get ahead, and I think that's what we have here right now. I mean, the Patriots don't have to press. Tom Brady doesn't have to force anything. Byron Leftwich, on the other hand, does have to press. He does have to force things. He does have to make something happen because time is running out.
2nd down and 15. Leftwich slides to his left and then throws complete. Reggie Williams making the catch and hauling it in at the 28-yard line. It's so bizarre with Jimmy Smith, and here is Leftwich, and that ankle really bothering him right now.
He needs those offensive linemen to carry him down the field again. Yeah. I think he might have hurt his ankle a couple plays ago, because I was just going to say he's moving better, and then right after I saw that, he started to limp again.
Gives this one to Fred Taylor.
The Jaguars kind of gave up on the run right off the bat, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was one of those things that, you know, they weren't going to come in and say we're going to run the ball and pass it and play action and get a good mixture. I don't think they ever really tried to get a mixture of run and pass.
Well, it's an interesting thing here because we talked about Leftwich loving the shotgun, and that's caught here. And he loves to operate out of the shotgun. It's hard to get a power running game going.
Right, and that's the thing that you can't do is you know, on one hand you want to be a power running team, and on the other hand you like shotgun best, and you can't run a power running game from the shotgun.
There's David Garrard warming up with Leftwich limping around from the 16-yard line, and Leftwich, despite that ankle, will run it down to the 8-yard line. Let's go back to even the last series when Leftwich took a hit and came up limping. This is on the last series.
Yeah. Colvin hits him, and as he brings him down, it looked like his left foot got caught in the ground.
And on 2nd down and 2, trying to get position that time was Ernest Wolford, but the pass is incomplete. and broken up by Hank Poteet.
You know, we talked about, Bill Belichick and what he tries to do on defense, and he's going to take away certain things, and the two things that he was going to take away was Taylor and Smith, and they had 12 combined touches for 55 combined yards. So that's what his defense did, and then he makes you try and have to go to other things that you're not as comfortable with if you're going to beat him.
3rd down and 2. And Leftwich was in the grasp. The play was whistled dead beforehand. Willie McGinnis is there, and we'll get credit for the sack.
What are all those things that get better with age? I think you can put Willie McGinnis in that category, can't you?
Yeah.
I think he's a better football player now than he was 3 or 4 years ago. And he just knows this defense. He knows Bill Belichick. He knows what it takes to win. In fact, he was quoting Bill Belichick the other day. He said that he says you can't live in the past. It doesn't make any difference what we did last year. He said if you live in the past, you die in the present. And that was Willie McGinnis quoting Bill Belichick.
He's like a 1961 Patriots.
It seems like everyone's rushing to get things done faster. But sometimes the best solution is to slow things down. Budweiser Select starts with the finest American and Bavarian hops. Then we brew it longer, giving the beer a full flavor that's easy to drink. Why do we slow things down to make Budweiser Select? It's worth it. Budweiser Select. Expect everything.
Gas meets electric. High performance meets low emissions. You can drive 2 cars, or 1 without compromise. Introducing the luxury hybrid, the Lexus RX 400h. Gives more to the driver, takes less from the world.
700W smartphone, the first trio to run mobile versions of Microsoft applications just like your PC. All on the nation's largest high-speed wireless broadband network. Now at a great price.
Go get him.
Thanks. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
The NFL and United Way know what a difference you can make when you get involved in the life of a teenager. But there are more boys and girls than we can help. Maybe you could give us a hand. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
Willie McGinnis, 3 sacks tonight, 14.5 in his postseason career. The league started keeping track of sacks in '82. He ties Bruce Smith for the most. Meanwhile, Jacksonville at least lining up to attempt a 41-yard field goal here from Josh Scobie. It's 4th down and 17, and Scobie's kick is no good. So the score 28-3. Del Rio figuring, it's a 4-possession game. I'll try to make it a 3-possession game. It's still a 4-possession game. 28-3.
Earlier this year, the introduction of the all-new Kia Sportage was a big announcement. And new owners liked everything about the Sportage so much that now Sportage has been ranked the most appealing entry-level SUV by J.D. Power & Associates. It's our biggest announcement yet. Discover what Kia owners already know. The Kia Sportage. 18,000.
Today, use the half-pound cheese kick. To get full-on value, think outside the bun.
AIG.
There are 2 kinds of people, 2 kinds of companies who change the world. Those who invent and those who deliver. SBC and AT&T have joined forces to create the most complete and secure network on Earth. so you can make the most of your world. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Wednesday, 8/7 Central. A 2-hour Lost event starting with a new special, Lost Revelation. And the series on everyone's top 10 list returns with an all-new episode. It begins Wednesday, starting at 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
The week after the Super Bowl is the Pro Bowl. ESPN will have it for you at 6 o'clock Eastern Time from Honolulu. Sunday, February 12th, the Pro Bowl from Hawaii. After the missed field goal, Tom Brady hands the ball off to Corey Dillon as New England start thinking about playing some clock ball here with a 25-point lead.
I was talking to Mike Smith, the defensive coordinator of the Jaguars, and he was talking about, them playing like Tom Ashworth, like they're playing him now as fullback. He said, you don't like to see that because that means bad things are happening to you. He said they put Ashworth in as a fullback, goal line, you don't want to be there, short yardage, you don't want to be there, and when they're running out the clock, you don't want to be there. Here's Ashworth. Oops, there's Ashworth there. Oops.
And he's going to be the lead blocker here for Corey Dillon. So the Patriots will advance, holding on to this lead, you would assume, and the question becomes, do they go to Denver or do they go to Indianapolis? It all depends on what happens tomorrow. If Cincinnati wins tomorrow, then they would go to Denver, and the Patriots would go to Indianapolis and face the Colts next week. But if Pittsburgh wins, Pittsburgh would go to Indianapolis, and New England would go to Denver. 3rd down and 5 at the 36-yard line.
And I know if you ask any of the Patriots, they aren't thinking about that, and they don't care because they really do live in the present.
39-yard line, Andre Davis makes the catch, gets hit shy of the first down. Deion Grant makes the tackle. In comes the punting group.
I saw Bill Belichick about 3 hours before the game. I went back into his office, and he was sitting there in that same sweatshirt. He was wearing that sweatshirt there and a pair of shorts, sitting in his office watching tapes. I'll tell you, he is something. I mean, that we use the word great coach, special, genius, and all those things. We throw them around, I think, sometimes too easy, but this guy really is. I mean, this guy is truly a great coach.
You go back and look at his history as an assistant, and of course the tremendous success with Parcells, and then he went to Cleveland and he got them to the playoffs. Team moves to Baltimore. He coached them what I thought were the most difficult circumstances I had seen up until New Orleans this year, and you're coaching the team as the fair catch is made here, and the team is moving. That lame duck year in Cleveland before they moved on to Baltimore. But he withstood that. He's withstood a lot. And right now he's looking for a 3rd straight Super Bowl title and 4th overall. 28-3.
When we got married, suddenly we had 2 of everything.
They had a lot of stuff.
2 dinette sets, 2 dogs.
2 car insurance companies.
I'm State Farm agent Joan Roysam, and this is a true story.
We had to get rid of a few things.
Yeah, mainly my things.
He had State Farm.
She had a Gecko.
I helped them compare rates and coverage.
It was no comparison.
He was right. For once.
This time, one of my things stayed.
Last year, 1.3 million drivers switched to State Farm. Call an agent today and you'll switch too.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
I had a really good time tonight.
Me too.
Smell great longer, stay out later with new Red Zone After Hours body spray.
Have a nice day, ladies. Good morning, Mr. Fisher. Good morning, Mr. Ryan. Good morning, Miss Keaton. Good night, Mr. Morgan.
Smell great longer, stay out later with new Red Zone After Hours body spray.
Over 25 million viewers were swept off their feet by the hottest phenomenon to hit television.
Best dance of the night.
And it's all live. Dancing with the Stars, Thursday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
So they make a switch at quarterback, and David Garrard comes into the game here. Started 5 games in the regular season, 4-1, and also came on in the Arizona game, in which he played almost the whole game following the injury to Leftwich. So he had a lot of success, and he throws, and that ball is caught by Reggie Williams, and it's a first down at the 32-yard line, and they'll go without a huddle, you would assume, with 8:45 to play. 15-yard gain here.
And they got the spread formation now. They have the 4 wide receivers in there, and Garrard will probably be in the shotgun, which he is.
Garrard, who played his college ball at East Carolina, intended for Jimmy Smith. Second down. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, I spoke with David Garrard. He said he wasn't formally told that he wasn't going to be starting this week. His wife, Mary, had heard some things, read some things on the internet. He saw it coming. His first thought was, well, the run is over. But his coaches told him, look, don't fall into that hole where you're frustrated or disappointed. We're still going to need you. And he said his biggest fear is not being prepared. So he prepared very hard this week, guys.
He's one of the better number 2 quarterbacks in the league, as it turns out. Second down and 10. And he's going to run, and that's something he's very adept at doing. And he's tackled at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that's one thing that he gives the Jaguars that Leftwich doesn't. I mean, Leftwich, as you say, you know where he's going to be. He's going to be in that pocket, and Garrard gives him a little more. I mean, he moves with the ball, and he'll move and throw it a little more. But I think this is about an injury. I mean, I think Byron Leftwich hurt his ankle again.
Yep. Limping around. Courageous performance, but he just couldn't get it done. As Taylor takes it on 3rd and 1, and Taylor gets pinball down shy of the first down.
That's the thing that we were talking about. You can't do from the shotgun. You can't run. And then if you do try and run from the shotgun, you have runs that look like that. Kind of ugly.
And now 4th down and 1 halfway through the period. New England on top 28-3.
You think when you're down 28-3 and you get 3rd down, even or short, that would be a great down to throw the ball on, knowing that you had 4th down, but wasting it on a shotgun run doesn't make a lot of sense.
And using most of the clock, and then being called for a penalty.
Jailbreak.
Yeah.
False start, number 67, offense, 5-yard penalty. It's still 4th down.
Vince Manawai with the penalty, so it'll be 4th down and 6.
I mean, this is when it's fun to play defense. You know, when you get a team down 28-3, you get them 4th down, you get them long yardage, and you have a 3-man line here, whether they blitz or not. You can just tee off. I mean, just go after it.
Garrard throws, caught over the middle. He finds the open guy, and that's big Mac Jones. And the ex-Arkansas Razorback quarterback takes it all the way down to the 21-yard line, where Eugene Wilson wraps him up after a 43-yard gain.
Yeah, it had to be Mike Vrabel's play in a zone defense. You could just tell the way he runs. You see, he's the outside guy here, because as he starts the outside, just splits the zone right here, and you see it was right over Mike Vrabel. Why do I say Mike Vrabel? Because of the way he chased him.
From the 23, Taylor makes the catch. And Taylor will take it to the 11-yard line as the clock ticks down to 6 minutes.
You know what's going to happen is Garrard's going to go in here, and the Jaguars are going to score, and everyone is going to say that he should have played the whole game and should have started, but this is a different ball game. It's a different defense.
Just thinking the same thing. And that pass is incomplete. Intended for Jimmy Smith. Popped by Eugene Wilson. Been a hitting machine tonight.
Yeah, he has been. I mean, he's made his presence felt there in the inside. Remember that one tackle on Alvin Pierman early in the fumble? And then here, I mean, he is just unloading. He's been launching himself this whole game, hasn't he, Eugene Wilson?
One of the mainstays in that secondary, as we said before, 13 different starters in the secondary this season for them. Gerard will run it himself, and he'll get taken down at the 6-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5, and that's Troy Brown again playing both ways. Scored a touchdown on offense earlier, playing defense right now.
Isn't that something when a Troy Brown, at this age and this point in his career can go in and play defense for you and make tackles, and he's been a wide receiver his whole career. That's what Belichick makes his players do.
Great run back man as well. And Gerard is going to get nearly sacked, and then he gets it away, and the pass is intended for Ernest Wilford, and it is incomplete. 4th down.
It's tough. He gets in the shotgun here, and they're rushing him straight up the middle. They were Leftwich, and he just gets to the outside, holds on, does a little straight arm. He makes a pretty good throw, doesn't he, after going through all that? What's that straight arm?
Yeah, straight arm face mask.
Yeah, I mean, that's Rosie Colvin, who's a pretty strong defensive end linebacker.
So 4th and 5 from the 6-yard line. And you've got
This is the second
timeout.
timeout. New England.
Timeout taken by the Pats. 5:03 to go. 28-3 Patriots.
Ooh, I really like these too, but they're 85 Frosties.
With all the delicious 99-cent choices on Wendy's Super Value menu, you'll see dollars in a whole new way.
Oh, how much do you make?
Like 6 junior bacon cheeseburgers an hour.
For 99 cents, get Wendy's famous Junior Bacon Cheeseburger made fresh, hot off the grill, crispy chicken nuggets, or our new Junior Barbecue Cheeseburger, all on Wendy's Super Value menu.
Honey, you look like 1,000,000 crispy chicken nuggets.
Do Wendy's, and for 99 cents, do what tastes right.
Earlier this year, the introduction of the all-new Kia Sportage was a big announcement. And new owners liked everything about the Sportage so much that now Sportage has been ranked the most appealing entry-level SUV by J.D. Power & Associates. It's our biggest announcement yet. Discover what Kia owners already know. The Kia Sportage, starting around $16,000.
Suzanne Crum has been away.
The hospital's letting you out?
I thought I was here voluntarily.
Because her husband went astray.
I got another woman pregnant.
But now she's home to stay.
Hypothetically, your father and I are both hanging off a cliff. Who do you say first? Okay, you've got a gun with 1 bullet and you have to kill one of us.
I'd shoot Dad.
You're a good son.
Jane Curtin, William Devane, and Fred Savage in a new comedy inspired by a true story. Crumbs, new series premiere Thursday, 9:30, 8:30 Central, only on ABC.
And back in New England, and you're more than welcome. Always a lot of fun to come in here to the new stadium. The old stadium, of course, was like a Tinker toy, but it's a classic. And there's a classic too.
Well, and I think that's why it's so much fun to come here. I mean, it's you're going to see good, solid, fundamental football and well-coached football for a long period of time. And I never thought it would be done again, where you would be able to keep a team together, and like this team win 3 out of the last 4 Super Bowls, be in the playoffs this year, and how they've kept this group together and keep winning is something special, and a lot has to do with that guy right there. I'll say that when they were injured, he carried them on their shoulders, his shoulders.
The organization is so solid from the very top. 4th down and 5. And that pass is caught. No. Now they're going to say Matt Jones did not have possession. Would have been clearly a first down, maybe a touchdown had he held on, but it's not. And they will turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, that's what you like about, when you have a big receiver. Matt Jones is there up on top. He should use his body and push off a little more. Get a little more turn towards the quarterback. Because, they have this size. I was talking about the size advantage. The Jaguars have big wide receivers, but you have to use that big. And that's where you have to use it. The closer you get to the goal line, the more you have to use your size and strength. And I don't feel on that play that Matt Jones really did.
He's a guy in a couple of years figures to know how to do that. Former quarterback, #1 draft choice, surprising a lot of people. But doing a pretty good job as a rookie wide receiver. And Corey Dillon is taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Sensabaugh. So the Patriots will be moving on. And again, it's either Indianapolis or Denver, depending on the outcome of the Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game tomorrow. Look at Belichick. And 50, 100 years from now, people will look at football in the 20th century and the early 21st century and look at some of the coaches. Here's Dillon. And, you know, you got to have Tom Landry in the fedora, Bear Bryant in the houndstooth fedora. And you're going to have, Vince Lombardi in the overcoat and the tie. And then you got to have a guy, in a hooded sweatshirt. Now, the hood is down tonight, but that's how you're going to think of Bill Belichick.
Don't you just feel sometimes that Bill Belichick, like there's a big load of clothes, and sweatshirts, and on his way out the door, the coach, he just grabs the sweatshirt and throws it on his way out the door?
At least they're clean, though, right? You hope.
No, but that's good. I mean, that's what a coach is. I mean, I'm glad to see that. I really am. That he doesn't worry about how he looks or anything, or what he's just one thing. I mean, Bill Belichick is just a football coach.
I think a lot of people, you see him and you say, well, wait a second, this is all he does. He doesn't think about anything else. Can he really enjoy it? But I think, you get to know him. I think he doesn't. There's a part of him that really does enjoy it. But he's, as you say, he's always living in the present. He's never in the past.
Right, and there's a part of him that sneaked out in the golf course, because I saw him play in the AT&T this year, and he plays golf a little more than you think. I think.
He's no bum on the course.
But I had an opportunity the other day,
Start,
where there's a
number
practice.
61, offense. Half the distance to the goal, it's still 3rd down.
And he called me over, and I stood beside him, in practice, and I was just thinking, you ever stand by someone that is smarter than you? Do you ever get that feel? I mean, I don't know how it is, but I swear I had it. I'm there, and he's coaching, he's talking to me, and he's coaching, and he knows everything that's going on. He's coaching every player, offense, defense, telling me what they're doing, telling them what they're doing. And I think, how do you know all this stuff?
And Brady almost gets sacked, but then gets it away to Dillon. And Dillon is inbounds and should have a 1st down as they keep the clock running up at the 17-yard line. Maybe not, though. Close enough, perhaps, to measure with 3:57 and the clock still running down.
I still get the feeling that, for whatever reason, Corey Dillon is playing Madden tonight. But how about Tom Brady? Sometimes I think that, of all the things Brady can do and how cool he is, and, and how smooth he plays, and sometimes he makes things look effortlessly, that maybe the strongest thing about him is how tough he is. I mean, this guy is really tough. I mean, he takes hits and, from different angles, and no one, there's some quarterbacks, I mean, 5 doctors would run out with flashlights in their eyes if they'd get some of the hits that Tom Brady takes. He just bounces up.
Meanwhile, you look at a play like that and you go, oh, boy, can you.
Look at Brady.
Yeah,
he's mad about that.
angry.
He didn't get that 1st down and he's mad.
Yeah. That reminds me a lot of Steve Young. Steve Young used to be that way, too. Remember, if Steve Young was losing 40-8, which he was in that game against Philadelphia in the Super Bowl year, he was crazy that George Seifert took him out of the game.
Just great competitors.
Yep.
I mean, competitors are that way. They want to win everything that they do. They want to win on every play. Don't tell him we already got this game underhand. This game's over.
Well, in a way, reflective of his coach.
In a way, probably reflective of his parents.
Yes, yeah.
And his high school coach. And junior college, coach Martinez, that taught him how to throw, and probably a reflection of a lot of people.
Alvin Pearman catches it at the 40, up to the 43 with 3:33 remaining. A little spotlight recap. Leftwich held him in the game through the 1st half, but Brady with those 3 touchdown passes. Benjamin Watson had the big play of the game, turning a 14-3 game to a 21-3 game after he should have been stopped shy of the first down. Then Asante Samuel with a little frosting on the cake with that return. McGinnis with 3 sacks tonight. And it's 28-3. From the 43. And you're going to have a flag here, and that's Willie McGinnis, who would be involved in that as well, along with Richard Seymour.
Willie's really enjoying this. He's just smiling now.
Writing his own little piece of history tonight.
You know, and having fun doing it. Don't you like to see that? That, you know, it's a game and you can still have fun.
Grabbing your face mask, number 69, the offense. That penalty is declined. It will be second down.
Well, when you're leading 28-3, it's a veritable riot of fun.
I know it. I think guys just laughing all over themselves. So happy with themselves and happy with each other. And I always said winning is a great deodorant.
Foul is on Barnes, his 3rd of the night, and McGinnis is going to get a half a sack on that, as Greg Jones takes it up to the 46. So they declined the penalty, and that gave McGinnis a half a sack. 3.5 puts him into the all-time lead for career postseason sacks. Seymour got the other half of that sack. And 3.5 ties a single game.
He's going to get another
postseason
one.
record. And look at this. It's a sack fest.
He didn't get that one. That one ran into him.
Yep.
That was a gift.
McGinnis says that's enough.
He's going to know that. Watch him. He just stands in the line here. He's not even rushing. He's just standing there waiting. Whoa! Look what's coming towards me right now.
Little post-Christmas present. Willie McGinnis. Phenomenal night. 4.5 sacks. 4th down and 11. Gaward overthrows everybody, and New England will take over on downs, as we tell you that this wild card game on ABC is being brought to you by AT&T, introducing the new AT&T Your World Delivered, and the City Simplicity credit card. City, live richly. So look at Boston and the Charles River, and that shot. Aerial coverage being brought to you tonight by Bud Light. The bus takes off for California, huh?
Yep, it sure does. We go 90 down to 80, and we should take 80 all the way across.
50 hours?
Yeah.
Great to do it.
If I leave at midnight tonight, I'll be home Monday by midnight.
Virginia put a candle in the window for you.
It's been a long time since I've been home.
I know.
I think it's like 3 or 4 months.
I think we were where, in San Diego?
Yeah.
Early October.
Yeah.
October 10th. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So the Patriots getting ready to pack for either Indianapolis or Denver. 28-3, New England.
To speak to a customer service rep in English, press 9. To speak to a customer service rep about your account balance, press 36.
All right.
To speak to a customer service rep about recent charges, press 57. To speak to a customer service rep about finance charges, press 57. I'm sorry, I cannot understand.
Sometimes you just want to get straight through. That's why there's the Citi Simplicity credit card. Simply press 0 to talk to a person. Citi, live richly.
Building the fastest car in its class doesn't mean leaving intelligence, beauty, and control behind. Introducing the all-new 306 horsepower IS from Lexus.
Hey, we got a new mascot?
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 1-877-NFL-SHOP or log on to nflshop.com.
Portis on the stretch, touchdown. Picked up by the Skins, Sean Taylor.
It's caught for a touchdown by Troy Brown.
You just keep going. You just keep working. That's exactly what Ben Watson does here.
Throw it to Messer. Intercepted.
And Manning going for 6. And he is a wide open Harrison. And that's the way the Colts begin the game.
Manning throws to the end zone. Touchdown! Amari Cooper! What a run by Sean Alexander! Touchdown Seahawks!
This is Denver Bronco football right here.
Roethlisberger to the end zone, and wide open for the touchdown is Heath Miller. And the road to Detroit. 29 days away. You look at Willie McGinnis, the big man tonight at 2nd down and 9. Pats trying to run out the clock here. They can do it for sure with the first down. Flag comes in. Again, if Cincinnati wins tomorrow, they are the higher seed, higher than New England. So they would go to Denver. If Pittsburgh wins, being the lower seed, they would go to Indianapolis, and New England would go to Denver.
And that's one thing about a coaching staff. You want to get ready. I mean, the Patriots want to get ready for the next one, but you don't know who the next one is, so you get ready for both.
Game clock and the play clock will start on my signal.
Because I'll guarantee you, Bill Belichick isn't waiting until those games are over.
No.
I mean, he's going to be ready. I mean, he's probably ready for Indy and Denver right now, either way.
Well, they've already seen Indy this year. We had that Monday night game in here. And Tom Brady will come out and be saluted by the folks that remain. Matt Castle, who played his college ball, so to speak, at Southern California. But when you back up Carson Palmer and Matt Leinart, you don't play very much. But the Patriots wound up drafting him 7th. He got into the game last week against Miami. Looked pretty good. And he comes in here, 3rd down and 5. And they hand the ball off to Patrick Pass. And that's a 1st down, and that will enable them to run out the clock here. Some of the marks. 10 consecutive wins, new NFL record in postseason. Belichick coaching those 10. Brady quarterbacking those 10. McGinnis 4.5 sacks, now the most in history in the NFL in postseason, and most in the game as well. And of course the big marks that New England are looking for yet to be set. First to try to win 3 Super Bowls, first to win 4 out of 5.
I'm sure there's no Gatorade on Bill Belichick. I mean, this team is used to winning Super Bowls, and they're not about, just winning a single first round.
No, the Gatorade doesn't show up until Detroit.
No, it's not going to be for a wild card game.
Or anything but the Super Bowl.
Just being around in the last 3 days, you could kind of see this coming, because I don't know that I've ever been around the Patriots when they were more confident than they were this weekend.
Very confident. A little scary for them, though, in the first half, because the Jaguars were hanging in there. New England couldn't cash in on the opportunities, but the 3rd quarter was a whole other story. 28-3 is the final score as the Patriots knock off the Jaguars. Jacksonville done for the season. New England moves on. And coming up next will be our wild card post-game show from Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Have you guys seen my easy button?
You can use mine.
Use your easy button to find my easy button?
Won't that, like, tear a hole in the universe?
What's the worst that could happen?
That's the worst that could happen.
Just hit it.
Okay.
See, there it is.
Where's Steve?
Want to get organized this year? From filing and storage to security and tax software, Staples has everything you need. Staples, that was easy.
What? You said we were
going to be paying less.
I'm State Farm Agent Demetrius Simon, and this is a true story.
Making ends meet is tough with a new baby.
When another company kept promising to save us money on car insurance, we believed them.
Guess what? We were charged more.
A lot more.
We switched back to State Farm because we've got an agent we can count on.
Anybody can promise you a good price, but nobody takes care of you like State Farm. Call an agent today.
I think someone's had an accident. Oh.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
Only one word can describe an all-new Desperate Housewives. Sunday, one little kiss and a whole neighborhood
Oh my God!
will fall apart.
Oh dear.
All new Desperate Housewives, Sunday 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
So the Patriots advance. They'll play next weekend in Indy or in Denver. Meanwhile, the highlights tonight, the scoring started here as Brady went back to pass the pump fake, and then he hits Troy Brown for a touchdown. It was 7-3 at the half, but then David Givens caught this pass to make it 14-3, and then a huge play. Ben Watson was going to be stopped shy of the first down. They were going to kick. The lead would have been 14-3. Instead, the next thing you know, it's a first down and a lot more. A touchdown, in fact. That made it 21-3, and pretty much lights out for that at that point for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then the final exclamation point put on here by Asante Samuel with the pickoff and the 73-yard interception return. And along the way, the defense performed brilliantly.
Records tonight, 4.5 sacks. That's a single-game postseason record. It looked like you were having a lot of fun. What was going on out there?
We had a good time. I mean, God is good. And we just came out here. We wanted to work hard. We played against a really good team. We respected them the whole way through. We just wanted to come out. We worked really hard this week. We prepared. We knew it was going to be a good game, a tough game, a physical game, and it just fell in our favor tonight.
I know this isn't a team that pays attention to stats, but 16 postseason sacks now. You just passed Bruce Smith on the all-time record. What does that mean to you?
Well, in the company of guys like Bruce Smith and Reggie White, it's definitely a compliment because those guys are great players. I'm just humbled to be in the same category with those guys.
You guys still are chasing the ultimate, a third straight Super Bowl. You get past this test. What does this defense and this team do now as you prepare for next week?
Just one game at a time. We're not worried about the Super Bowl. We're not worried about the AFC Championship. We're just going to wait to see who we play. We're going to prepare hard and get ready to go.
Willie, congratulations.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You know, John, just standing here, it's January 7th. We were in the same booth November 7th, exactly 2 months ago. Looked like a changing of the guard. Here comes Indy. They look great. They beat New England. New England looks battered and beaten. 2 months later, you tell me.
Well, you know, like I said earlier, I think a champion is a champion until you beat them in the field. And to me, that's what the Patriots are. Now, I think that the Colts have probably been the best team in the AFC all season.